I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Oh,
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not. No, that's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They
don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still to the sauce with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof of my life better more than no proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like under the city, the driver's side fly. Wish I could large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. Hey, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch it on YouTube with viewing for free. Hey, this one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wondering what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Tobin and Leroy show live here on a hump day.
Hump day.
We got Leroy in the building. We got our boy Vlad holding things down. And, of course, we got JFig in the back making sure everything goes smooth. Good morning, gentlemen. How you guys doing today?
Your frog boy Marco's filling in for Tobin. So
yeah,
that would have been nice, for you to say.
yeah. I kind of like crap because I know Vlad is looking forward to the playoffs. But we got, for the last 3 years, we've had some riveting sports this time of year, and now it almost seems like it's coming to a screeching halt. And I need something.
You got Michigan the day before. Relax.
No. I'm talking about locally, man.
Oh,
I don't want to throw that in your face. That's not me.
I'm just saying.
Right? But I'm just saying, like, I don't know how to feel about the Heat, the Panthers. I'm not going to even complain about the Panthers, right? There's excuses and there's reasons. If you can't look at this Panther season and say they got a legitimate reason as to why it went the way it went, shame on you, right? We're trying to look towards the Dolphins, but in all the past 3-4 years, we've had sports to get us to Dolphin season. Last year, the Marlins did a hell of a job.
And now
I don't know how that's going to go. Right? So I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm a little down with my sports. But what?
Leroy, you sounded all. Come on, man. Don't listen.
But that's the reality. Is that not the reality of the situation?
It is.
Okay.
You're absolutely right. And
okay.
We just lost Frog Boy for a second. And I get that. I
Okay.
get that.
Okay.
But we still have, even though last night's the bullpen messed up, we got the Marlins. The Marlins held us down last year. So, and now they're on with us now. So, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna hear.
No. Again.
Right.
I'm just saying, as of right now, and part of the reason why I feel that way is because baseball season is so early in the season that we've had other sports to not have to rely on baseball at this moment. That's all I'm saying.
We're gonna have to rely on baseball now.
Yeah, a lot earlier than we normally have in years past.
Yesterday was a gut, like I have to use the words Solana used on one of his social media. It was a gut punching day locally for all the teams down here.
Yeah, well, I mean, the city of Miami in sports took a offer.
Yeah, Sandy was pitching a gem. You wanted him to have back-to-back complete games. He got tired, and the Reds scored 2 runs in the 9th and then scored 4 in the 10th, and the Marlins lost a game that it would have been great for Sandy to have the back-to-back Maddox, as they call it, where you pitch, then you throw less than 100 pitches and have a complete game. Panthers, I saw this late, Leroy. I don't know how they gave up that. Oh my God.
It was crazy. And here's the kicker, Vlad. The net was wide
Open.
I think part of the reason is when the goalie came over, right? If he would have just hung to the post like Bob does, when Bob comes over, he hangs that post. That pass don't get through. But because there was room, the pass got through. But that was a gut punch because I thought they had that thing. They looked better for a majority of that game.
And that's the thing I wanted to give them credit, even though we know they're not making the postseason. They're not
playing hard.
They're still playing hard. Like they're still playing. They're still competitive. So it's at least like you said earlier, we're gonna give them a pass for what they've given us over the last 3-4 years. And you still and what you're seeing, you know that next season, when next season comes, they're gonna come back with such a vengeance that you're excited to see some of the young players that maybe on the roster a little bit more next season. And then
can I just say this about the Heat?
Go ahead.
I have never seen this team at this juncture of the year look so out of sync on the offensive end. I can't explain it. And what happens is that they get frustrated and then give up easy buckets on the defensive end.
Leroy, you're complaining about the offense. What has always been the identity of this team?
Defense. Yeah. But I'm saying that the lack of offense, they're not getting back. They're giving up fast break points. They're giving up easy layups. The offense, and they've said this a lot, is that we can't let our problems on offense affect us on the defensive end. It affects everybody. It's not just the Heat. It seems like you get frustrated and you hang your head and then give up an easy layup.
Leroy,
and compound the problem.
For the first time, I can say this team is fragile right now, mentally fragile right now.
Yeah.
Like you can say, because Bam, I love you. You didn't want to be in the play-in. You've tried your best, but dude, this
is who you are.
This is who you are. This is who you've been the last 3 to 4 seasons.
Right.
The last 3-4 years, this is who you are. You're mid.
Keep in mind, even when they went to the finals, they were in the play-in.
Right.
They haven't been a 6 seed or better since then the following year they were 2. They were second seed.
They haven't been
they were the second seed after they went to the
since the Jimmy missed 3?
Yeah, that was after the bubble. After the bubble,
yeah,
right?
After the bubble, right. Even when they went to the finals, they were a playing team.
They were a playing team, correct.
Right. That was that first year. That was the first year of being a playing, correct?
Right. So and then the next year they were the 2. Next year they were the 2 seed, and they didn't go they lost in what? The first round or the second round?
I think they were playing again.
No. They were a 2 seed after they went to the bubble.
That was the bubble. I'm talking about when they went to the second final against Denver in 22?
Yeah.
Or 23. No, it was 23. Yeah, 24, 25, 26. Bubble.
Correct. So and part of it is, if you look at all the teams in the NBA and then look at the Heat, they've probably over that period of time have had more lineups than any team in the NBA. I'm willing to just go out on a limb and say that. The different combinations they've had to play with because of injuries and all the different circumstances surrounding this team. And you just wonder, like, if they had any kind of consistency, and this is how you have to kind of look at this, how I look at it, would they be any better? Because that's the honest decision that this franchise has to make. That we've said the injuries and getting back to consistency and having a normal lineup and this and that. But I say, okay, I give you that. I give you have a consistent lineup with your reserves, with the minutes they play. You have a consistent lineup for 50 games or 40 games. Are you still in the same spot? I think that's an honest assessment that the franchise has to make, because for the last 3 or 4 years, all we've been talking about with the Heat, not how well they play, not the line, how much they've been injured, how many guys miss, who do you have available? That's been the biggest question before every game for the Miami Heat for the last 3 years. So from that standpoint, how do you go about fixing that? I know you can't fix injuries, but you can also have guys on your team that you know gonna give you reliable minutes. Like, listen, Bam may not be the best player, but the fact that he's there 95% of the time makes him seem like he's the best player. You see what I'm saying? Because he's the most dependable on that team. I need 2 or 3 guys that are that, so you can build something. We got good players that don't play.
Spo has been trying to tweak his lineup all season to figure out what is going on. We will be talking with Tommy Tighe in the next
He's been
hour.
doing that for the last 4 years.
Last 4 years, we've been in the play-in, and
You've
we
only
have
had
another
2 consistent players whole season, Marcos and Leroy.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's been Jaime and Bam. That's it.
Jaime and Bam and well, that he plays. Because Kalel,
I was going to say, Kalel wasn't injured. He just didn't get the consistent playing time he deserved.
Which at some point, and I think this is the difference between football and basketball. If you're a good player, no matter how much you get hurt, they're going to try to work you back in, even if it's to the detriment of your team, even if it's to the detriment of, okay, we've had some consistency. We're going to break that consistency up because this guy is a better player, right? In football, we've seen a number of situations where a guy's out for 4 or 5 weeks and he come back and it's like, bruh, I know you're a good player, but your replacement is balling and we ain't going away from that. Just ask Tom Brady. Right? So
yeah.
And so I think sometimes that portion of it, and me and Tobin go at it a lot about when a guy comes back after missing a substantial amount of time, how he just rolls back into the starting lineup. Right? Like, I'm not used to that. I'm from the school of, in football, that if you get replaced and your guy's balling and we winning, we gonna try to get you back in, but we ain't changing the winning formula. So there's that. But the injuries, how frustrating it is, Vlad. The most important moment of a basketball game for Miami Heat fans the last 4 years hasn't been the game. It's who's available. The 2 hours before the game where you get the lineup.
Definitely important the last 2 years.
Right.
For the hard
yeah. Is so-and-so playing? It's hard to win consistently when the most important aspect of your team or your game is who's available, not even how you gonna play.
Wow, humble and kind one brings up a good point. 28-17 without Hero, 13-18 with Hero. Now, we've talked about the lineup changes. We've talked about the addition of Hero. We constantly talk about the Olay twins. But today, we're going to debut a new segment now that the Miami Heat have positioned themselves for yet another play-in appearance. We are going to play the blame game. If you are familiar with the hit off of Kanye's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, the blame game is making its way to the Tobin and Leroy show today. We will determine who is to blame for the Miami Heat's woes. A lot of names I'm going to be throwing out, so it's not exactly who you think. In addition to that, of course, we got headlines. Like I mentioned, Tommy Tighe. Wednesday, we're playing Rats Off a Ship. We got all that and more. Make sure you stick around before we send it a break. These headlines were brought to you by Doral Hyundai. You always pay less with your price seats at Doral Hyundai. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or at DoralHyundai.com. We're going to finish up some headlines, talk a little bit more Heat and the Marlins yesterday, who have dropped, unfortunately, their 4th out of the last 5. We will discuss that and much more on the Tobin and Leroy Show. Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. We're live here on a Wednesday. Tobin out doing his dirty boxing today, getting some shenanigans behind the scenes, I believe. He should be.
He's probably so sad from watching the Heat get their ass kicked last
Oh
night.
my goodness.
I can't tell if he was more sad from the Heat, but listen, the Marlins have been out of it for quite some time. They're starting to build something worth watching now, so he's invested. And now that we're officially the home of the Marlins, you have never met a more insufferable human being than Tobin, the Marlins fan.
Oh, my
Every
because
single
baseball,
game,
keep in mind, baseball is his first love.
every
loves
single game, we get 9 to 15 messages banishing people to other countries, telling people they're going to Jupiter. I can't tell you. Look, the text messages that came in yesterday, and understandably so, because the Vlad, you were doing the game. The Reds put up 2 in the top of the 9th, 3 or 4 in the top of the 10th, and it was another game yet again that the Marlins were winning, and they let it slip.
Dude, this game was moving along quickly.
Yeah.
I think Sandy's about to throw another.
You know what? We've had 2 pretty good, there's been a lot of good starts wasted with the Marlins early in the season. I mean,
It's
the
still
game
early in the
before it was
season.
a 2-0 game.
It's still early, right?
No, I know it's early, but I'm just
was
saying
still early.
to this point.
But Sandy was Sandy. Now, the interesting thing was, because you guys talked to, remember Clayton McCullough before the season, and Tobin asked Skip, hey, no, Sandy's a very proud individual, proud pitcher and everything. When you want to pull him and he doesn't want to go, how do those conversations go? So the whole time, and we have a great commentating crew, broadcast crew with Jack McCullum, and so he was going in, he was saying, man, this guy could pitch a complete back-to-back Maddox. So the back-to-back Maddox, I'm like, what's a Maddox, right? Maddox is when you throw less than 100 pitches and pitch a complete game. So we're thinking this is happening, and dude, every inning was like, dang, this guy's not going to get to 100 at all. He was still within reach, or it was still, you still understand why he was going out there. But it's early in the season. It's like his 3rd, 4th start. It's his 3rd start. Do you really want your ace to be going 9 innings like that? But it's Sandy. So they showed, I don't know if you guys watched the game, but they showed a clip of Clayton McCullough. Sandy went down after the 8th inning. After the 1-2-3, he went down. After he got the 3 outs, it wasn't a 1-2-3 inning. After he got the 3rd out, he goes down the steps, and you see Clayton McCullough go, following him, right?
Oh boy!
So I count the steps, right? You just go 1, 2, 3, and then all of a sudden, whoop! You see Clayton McCullough right back up the steps. It was the quickest. He did a Michael Jackson spin. So I don't know what Sandy told him, but it was just like. And then he just did. You just saw Clayton McCullough. You saw the back of Clayton McCullough, and then all of a sudden you saw his face back again. It was like, damn, all right. And then you saw Sandy come back for the 9th.
And get the hell out of my face. That's what he said.
And that was some of the questions that were being asked after the game. But listen, he's the best pitcher right now in baseball. He's your best pitcher. He's your best player. I understand him going out there. But once he did give up, and you saw a couple of runners, could get him out. You don't need to waste his arm. The guy did come back from Tommy John surgery just a couple of years ago, so you don't want to overuse his arm. But it was interesting. It was very interesting.
Now the Marlins started off the season 5-1. Since then, they have lost 4 out of the last 5. Well, it's early. We're only 1 game behind.
It's early, but you gotta. What did they say? You got a soft start.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily the strongest start, but that didn't stop this Rockies outfielder from talking crap about the Marlins. Did you guys see this yesterday?
Yeah, we heard it. We listened to it yesterday. But
what are we doing here? You know, the Marlins finally got some culture. People trying to bring us down. we're finally one game behind. It seems like we're competing. I'm getting annoying texts from Tobin. We got some solid pieces to work around, and now this guy chooses to trash us. I feel like we're building a culture down here. Mind you, we're 6-5, so maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
What's the Rockies?
Yeah, it's 11 games, so I'm not losing a whole bunch of sleep, and we're not going into emergency mode already. I just think one of the things that is positive for me is if I can look at every single game and pick moments out of the game where if this gets better, they have a good chance of winning. These things can improve during the course of a year, including the decisions made by both players and manager, right? Next time we get in that situation, let's try doing it this way. These are the ebbs and flows of the season, trying to figure these things out as far as what your players can do in these different situations. The one thing that I'll say is I would like to see better hitting. That being said, even with the hitting that they've had some opportunities. And I don't know how good, and Vlad, I don't know how to ask this question, but how good do you have to be to disregard your best players to go lefty-righty, either in the batter's box or pitching? You understand what I'm saying? I think sometimes teams try to go lefty-righty and you take your best players out, and I would say, I don't know if you're good enough to have that much depth. You got to play your best players, right?
They like to use the book. They love analytics.
Yeah, but you might not be deep enough to use the book. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that these guys are Aaron Judge or, guys who no matter what, they're in the lineup. But I'm saying that at this point in time, your best players got to be on the field because you don't have the depth as a lot of these other teams. And whether it's lefty, righty, or whatever, to take a guy who's hitting the ball well out to go by the book, you're saying to me that the guy I'm putting in has got a chance for more success, not just going lefty, righty. And I would say if my guy hitting the snot out of the ball, I'm leaving him in. I don't care if it's a lefty or righty.
I mean, usually you're going to leave a guy if he's hitting well, he's hitting well, but you might look at the numbers against that particular pitcher. And if he hasn't had a good average and hasn't had good success against that pitcher, then you're going to do the lefty righty.
But how long does that last?
That lasts until that hitter proves that he can be successful against that pitcher.
But he can't prove it. But he can't prove it if you're always taking him out.
Leroy, remember, this is baseball. All you got to do is 10 times your at bat, get 3 hits.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So
if they have
why are we making the changes when
but if you have the numbers, as much as I rip analytics, but if you have the numbers that, okay, look, every time so-and-so goes against all right, put it this way. This happened back in the days, right? If you're a great left-handed hitter and Randy Johnson's pitching and your numbers against Randy Johnson is like 3 for 21, that great left-handed batter got a day off.
Right.
He's got a day off.
Right.
Even though he's one of the best players on the team, could hit for power, probably hit for average. If the numbers show he's not successful against that pitcher, he's not going against that pitcher. That's just been baseball forever.
I know it's been baseball, but I think of it like this. My best players need to be on the field.
I get that. But if your best player is not capable of being successful against that particular player or pitcher, And the person that I put, if he's a left-handed pitcher, and I have my best player is a left-handed hitter, his numbers are bad against that particular pitcher, they're gonna go by the book.
I know. I know.
And the numbers say it works. I get it. You put your best out there all the time in order for you to win. But that's why they're the managers, and we're
No, I know. I'm not, and again, I understand why they do it, and I think this is maybe, the conversations we had before. This is maybe my background in sports that says your best players give you the best chance to win. Period. And that's how whenever I look at other sports, I always critique it starting there. Wait, if this guy is playing this way at this moment in time, why don't we ride him? You know what I mean? Why don't we, put him in and give him, a chance to keep cooking? So I get it. I'm never gonna be the one to be over critical about it, because again, like you said, that's why we comment. That's why we, but he's the manager.
Yeah.
But it also seems like in a situation where you are, one-handed dominant, so for example, I don't really think they have a whole bunch of left-handed pitching. Should this plan be dealt with better going into the season if you're going to use the analytics?
Look, back in my day, you used to drink a bottle of hooch, chew tobacco when you clock out of Publix.
What?
Bottle of hooch, chew some tobacco, you clock out of your grocery store. Yeah.
What the hell's a bottle of hooch?
You clock out of your job as a mechanic and you go play baseball like a real man.
A bottle of hooch?
Oh, yeah.
He talking about prohibition. Like what are you talking about? Right.
Yeah, and then you do one of these before you take the.
Hey, Dr. Toboggan. Right. But yeah, so like I get it. And Vlad, you know what? It bothers me in football too, right? Because if your team has been 0 for 4 on 4th and 1s because you can't move the line of scrimmage, then why the hell are you going for it on 4th and 1 talking about the book says go for it? Like, what part of, what about your team, which you're supposed to know more than anybody, and what part of analytics do you disregard because you know your team? And that's why I kind of say that about baseball. When this guy is my best hitter, I don't care what the success rate against that pitcher is. There's nobody else you have that's going to do a better job than him. And so what part of that comes into play? You know what I mean? It's like taking Sandy out versus putting a closer in. If 80% of Sandy is better than 100% of your closer coming in, then a lot of cases and a lot of managers will say, I'm going to try to get my starter to finish this because our bullpen is terrible.
But last point before we go to break, but how much you got to put somebody's, you got to put your ego to the side sometimes.
Right. But I understand. I
understand. I think if they had Fairbanks, who's on paternity leave, he just had a child. I think Fairbanks was there. I think he would have just had Fairbanks close, and I think maybe Sandy would have understood because that's the closer. But I can understand if Sandy's like, no, I'm pitching great, and our bullpen doesn't have their closer. We don't have our closer. Let me close this. I'm the ace of the team.
Right.
But once you give up a couple of batters, I can understand you taking him out. You don't want to waste his arm. Remember, this is still April. We're still April. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah.
I don't know, man. These guys are soft. Back in my day, paternity leave. We'd had the baby in the dugout. We'd drink our bottle of hooch. We'd go before we got to the plate, and we'd swing at everything.
What are you? Tom Hanks here? What is this? A League of
Oyster
Your Own?
birds would never
You know what I mean?
stand for this.
What are you? What are you?
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will celebrate
Froggy
the day
Gian?
today. I love you, Miami. Froggy Gian and the boys back when we take a quick commercial break right here on the Tobin and Leroy Show. Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. It is a Wednesday here on 104.3 WQAM. Our boy Tobin out, getting all dirty with it. Dirty boxing, that is.
Too much.
Too much?
Yeah.
Today, like I mentioned, Wednesday, April 8th. Time now to celebrate our day today and see which celebrities we recognize when we're celebrating a birthday. And I'm going to be honest, guys, April 8th, not a star-studded lineup.
No star-studded for me.
If you said for you specifically?
Yeah. Today's my mom's birthday. Happy heavenly birthday.
Oh, listen,
Yeah, absolutely.
That may be
And
the best birthday today.
And today's my older sister's birthday, too.
Oh, yeah.
My mom had her first child the same day she was, her birthday. So, yeah.
Happy birthday to her.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Nadine.
That is absolutely beautiful. Happy birthday to both of them.
Thank you. And that's it, right? April 8th. That's it. Those are the two big stars.
Really, I promise you're gonna hear this list, and I guarantee those are the two biggest stars. There's like we got Big Justice, the guy.
Justice? Who's Big Justice?
Exactly. The guy. You ever seen those guys, the Costco guys or Costco family, who's like, oh, we give this 5 big booms or whatever.
That's it. I don't know who that is.
Listen,
are we putting? Is he D list? E list?
I don't even know. You know what? Because the kids know him, we'll give him D list for sure.
Pause.
Hey, thank you for that one. See, and then the list gets so shaky. I mean, that's where we started, so you can already tell with that one. But then we go Dej Loaf. You guys know.
Come on, Dej Loaf had a joint, man. Come on, she had a good. Yeah, that was a good song.
That was a good song.
It was a good song.
She said she had a
song, not a song.
A
song. Yeah. I mean, I like it. If that song comes on now, that's a certified throwback.
Yeah, we don't
no, of course not. And keeping it going, we got a recognizable name finally. CeeDee Lamb celebrates his 27th birthday today.
Okay.
CeeDee Lamb. I will never forget the day you got drafted and your girl tried to take your phone.
Ooh.
Best catch you ever made. Whoopsie. Give me that.
Absolutely.
You know what's crazy? It seemed like he'd been in the league a lot longer. Right?
Yeah, he probably was. Did he get drafted probably like at 20?
I think this is he's going
17?
into his 6th year.
Okay.
Because remember, he's only had one contract. So
right.
One contract extension.
Yeah, he was drafted in 2020.
So this is his 7th year.
Only other mildly recognizable name here on this list is Sung Kang, who turns 54 today. Exactly. You're not gonna know him from his name, but if you watch Fast and Furious.
Oh, is he the okay. I know who you're talking about.
He's a main Asian guy.
Wait. He's in like 3
he's in
or
a couple
4
of them. Yeah.
But wait, you know what's crazy? Here's what's crazy. It's the only person in the movies that I've ever seen that he got killed in one.
Oh, you talking about
a crash?
Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
Right.
Got killed in one in the crash and then was in one in 3 more.
I felt like they did that though.
Well,
they saved the girl died.
He never died.
But they didn't explain. He just showed up like nothing happened.
No, they did.
Oh, he showed up, bro. He just showed up, bro.
It was because Statham had apparently
Statham
take him out.
Okay.
But he got out.
But that was crazy because I was like, wait a minute. Whoa.
No, I got you too. I get it. They all come back.
And the girl too. Didn't the girl
the girl came back in the last one.
Who?
Michelle Rodriguez, is that her name?
Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Gal Gadot came back.
Gal Gadot came back too.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on?
Oh man.
Yeah, she's out because here's what happens with these franchise movies, right? When they have these big celebrities, you really can't kill the big celebrity because sometimes that movie's probably keeping that big celebrity's career still right.
Well, when she left, she wasn't a big star.
However, hold on, I'm not talking
Wonder Woman.
Right, but she became a big star. But
Yeah.
Wonder Woman is no DC Comics movies, mid. So guess what? I got to come back.
Come get that
Right.
check.
Got to get that bread. I mean, they've made 11 of them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they can continue if they really
I
want
think
to.
I didn't know
I think they
she
got
made
another
that.
one.
Well, dude, the 11th one should have been out already.
Yeah,
They got
They're changing the
Momoa,
name though.
They got Jason, right? They got him now. He was the back.
Yeah.
He was the son. By the way,
Hey,
that is the quickest.
Is it
that is
crazy
the
that
fastest age I've ever seen a kid grow
yeah?
from
Oh yeah.
from the bad leader in was it 4? I think it was
Yeah.
fast 5 or maybe 5. It was 5, right?
All of a sudden, 30 years have gone by in the last
30 years have gone by, and all of a sudden,
Tokyo Drift was kind of anomaly, right? That was
Oh,
just that movie stood alone with all the other ones.
well,
That was a
Drift.
side
What
quest.
happened was Drift couldn't get any of the big celebrities back. But
Right.
they wanted to
Yeah.
do the movie because it was a big success.
What do you mean? Bow Wow was in that.
Okay, so
Heard.
back
That's
to
the
what I was
only one
saying.
he was in.
So back to what I was saying. So, but 3 was still successful because of drifting.
Right.
And I mean, the kids loved drifting at that time, Initial D and
Right.
all of that. So then they had to form a way once the guys came back for 4 and 5 and 6, how to bring back some of the people from 3. And that's how they brought Han back, right? That's his name, Han, right?
Han, yeah. It was
Han.
Han is the guy he's talking about.
Yeah, they brought Han back. Yeah.
I'm impressed with your
Oh,
Fast
Dave
and
South
Furious
said it's
knowledge.
Robin Wright's birthday. You know who that is?
Oh, that's
Jenny.
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 Yeah. Hoochie. Sorry, too much. I got beef with her.
Tackle me.
She did my boy wrong.
Man, he didn't know.
Well, listen, he was still trying to count them chocolates. She was
The
up to some-
He was still
Nah,
trying to
B,
figure
hold
out
on,
how many.
hold on.
He was
Let-
trying
hold
to
on.
figure out how many
Time
shrimp
out.
dishes.
Time out.
Mhm.
Jenny put Forrest through hell, man. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
And he's toxic. She's toxic.
Real
Yeah.
toxic, bro.
Jenny was real
He
toxic.
couldn't quit Jenny though.
He couldn't, but she's
I
toxic.
know.
Yeah. Yeah, she had
She took advantage of the situation. Let's see. National Day today to celebrate. Oh, this is one that's near and dear to the show's heart. It is National Empanada Day.
Oh, yeah.
Love
Now,
me a good empanada.
now you can't get empanadas from anywhere. Like,
Nope.
because some places you get empanadas, you say, yeah, we got empanadas, and they don't do
Hold
they do
on.
you dirty. They don't put enough meat in there. But if you
I just saw what Fig said.
JFig wrote in our message group.
oh
Never quit Jenny.
well, because let's just say
Jenny.
you don't quit Jenny. Jenny quits you.
Mhm.
Now you can quit Jenny. I know some Jennies that got quit on.
Yeah.
Jennifer
Don't be
Lopez been
fooled.
quit on many times.
Don't be fooled by the
Is it
Roxanne.
her or was it the other people? Because I mean, she didn't.
I think a Fleck quit on her the last time. A Fleck was just Ben Affleck. I call him a
Yeah,
Fleck. Just, it's
A
just,
fleck.
I mean, that was round 2 though, wasn't it?
round two.
I-
Well, I mean,
That was
yeah,
round 3, it felt like.
yeah.
I mean, she was with Mark Anthony, P. Diddy,
Yeah.
Dancer,
I got like 3 people ahead of me, and
Chris
then,
Judd.
I'm next.
huh? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, she was with
got
Chris
two
Judd.
more. She got 2 more boyfriends or 2 more men before you're the next one.
Yeah, let me see. Hold on. Let's see what my number says. I'm number.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm number 87. She's on 84. So,
Beep.
hey, I'm almost there, baby. I am almost there.
Beep.
Now serving number
Now
85.
serving.
Another day today, we will be celebrating National Zoo Lovers Day. What do you guys think of the zoo?
I mean, it seems like Tobin enjoys the zoo, but it seems like something you do as a kid, like field trip to the zoo, right? I don't think I've ever, as an adult, only when I took my daughter, we went down to SeaWorld or whatever that is down in Miami, dude. So my wife went out of town, right?
Hmm?
I said, Rebecca, you want to go to SeaWorld? I think it's called SeaWorld down or Miami Seaquarium.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, yeah. So I'm like, oh, this is gonna be all day. Cause she was like 2. This is gonna be all day. We gonna get up
Oh.
early. We gonna go, man. We got up at like 7:30, had some breakfast, got all the little stuff, packed, drove down there, right? Walked around. And I was like, whew, let's take a break. And it was 9:30.
About 45 minutes.
I'm like, boy, this parenting is hard. I'm saying, what I'm gonna do? You know what I mean? I thought I had it all planned out, but nope. So we were there till like 1. And when we left, I looked at her, I said, you want to drive? Because daddy tired.
I would say it's nap time for both of y'all.
Yeah. And then, you know what's worse? The worst part is you driving all the way from Miami Aquarium and you look back there and she's getting that good sleep.
Oh,
and you know damn well when you get back home, she gonna be ready to go again. I'm like,
why do kids always fall asleep? They get that good sleep when they're driving.
Look.
Just drooling
you
like
can't do nothing.
As soon as you get in the driveway.
Not even, yes. As soon as you get in the driveway.
Well, you know what? As soon as you slow down to turn down the street where you live.
Yep.
Right? Yep.
They start looking around like, what?
Looking around. I'm hungry.
I'm ready to turn up.
Yep. Suck all the life out of you.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, it is regular old hour 2 on the program. This is the Tobin and Leroy Show. Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. We are live here on a Wednesday. Listen to us right here on FM 104.3 WQAM. You can catch us on YouTube and Twitch. Miami, what is it? 104.3 Miami or something like that? That's the YouTube channel?
Twitch?
Yeah.
Yes. It would be 104.3.
You get it. All right. You know what? Google it yourself. How about that?
104.3 WQAM.
I've never made it harder for people to listen to us than confusing them just now. Let's go ahead in true fashion and go ahead and give you some headlines. These headlines are brought to you by our friends over at Doral Hyundai. Always pay less with your Pricito here at Doral Hyundai. You can visit us at Doral Hyundai or at doralhyundai.com. As we mentioned in the first hour, your Miami Heat are slated yet again for the fourth year in a row to go ahead and participate in the play-in tournament after losing yesterday to the Raptors 121-95. This marks every year since 2023 that your Miami Heat have had to play for their lives. As of right now, if things were to end today, they're slated to play against Charlotte in the play-in.
Is it?
They still have a couple games left. Tomorrow they face the Raptors at 7 p.m. And I believe they have 2 more games. But if things were to end today, 9th is Charlotte, 10th is
10th is Miami. They're like, yeah, you're already playing. Like, you're locked in.
Locked in. You know, when everyone's like, guaranteed playoff spot? Nope. Guaranteed play-in spot.
You definitely clinched a playoff berth. A play-in berth.
Play-in berth.
And you definitely are going to be on the road. For 2
years. Listen, you're on the road next Wednesday because you're the 10th. You're pretty much playing for the 10th. 9 and 10 is what you're playing for.
Right.
And then if you win, you're playing the loser of 7 and 8. So as of right now, you're playing the loser of Philadelphia or Orlando. So if it's Orlando,
yeah.
You know.
0 success.
0. None. It's crazy because I used to feel like they were like our little brothers. It's like, Orlando, you know, and slowly but surely, Lil Bro has, you know, stepped up to Big Bro a couple times. I had that. I don't know.
You know what's funny about that?
What?
Lil Bro is Big Bro, and you just little.
So
Leroy, they're big, like top to bottom. They giants. You know what they look like? They look like
the Monsters.
Michigan. They look like the Michigan basketball team. Just a lot of size at every position. Even the guy that's supposed to Lindenberg, that's supposed to get drafted by Miami.
Oh yes, he's
built like Cade Cunningham. He's built like Banchero, you know, as a point guard.
Yeah. Now this Orlando team, like we were mentioning, big brother, little brother situation. Leroy, I know you got a brother, correct?
Yes.
Vlad, I know you have a sister. You have a brother as well?
I do. 2 sisters, 2 brothers.
You guys ever fought your brother?
No.
Yes.
Okay. And Vlad, these brothers are older?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm the baby.
Okay.
No, I'm the oldest. But I would say this. If there was ever a situation where an older brother was terrified of his younger brother, I was
I guess this is
like
probably...
my
he was bigger than you?
No.
Okay. Forget it. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. He had a level of crazy that I didn't have in me. So you knew that once it started, like, get in and get out. If it lingers, it's over. No, my brother was feared by half of New Orleans. Like, it ain't just me. So that's what but that being said, I've never met a person in my life that was more terrifying, but well-behaved around adults.
Smart.
Because when he wasn't like, if you ain't have an eye on him, dude. Hey, but if adults were around, yes, ma'am. Yes, I'm looking at him going,
this
y'all
mother
don't know what y'all dealing with.
now.
Yeah, he's tough as hell. I'm
Miami
afraid of JFig's dad. Yep. I don't even know why. He just give you that look.
Oh no, he's definitely a secret agent for sure.
Oh, I'm telling you.
He's done some things he can't take back.
Yeah. He just looked like he got stories that you're not ready to deal with, even as a grown man.
He cries gravel. Yesterday, your Florida Panthers were in action as well. Unfortunately, they lost in a shootout to the Montreal Canadiens.
I've never seen a goal given up that late in the game with a more open net.
Yeah, not a.
I mean, I would say, do we think like the goalie overcommitted?
Yeah,
because he lunged out there, and like once he lunged out there and was flat on his face, doing the star, making snow animals, the middle of the net was wide open, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, we know what we're doing out there. Last couple games of the season, we know what we're doing out there.
Nah, look, not for nothing. I would say, like, I'm never, ever, ever I'm not gonna ever have a problem with this team, right? Like, I mean, 3 straight finals, and to be honest with you, they weren't completely healthy the last 2, but it just caught up to them, and you got to be, even as a fan, as an organization, as whatever, you just got to be honest about the situation and go, look, let's just take a deep breath and understand the reasons, not the excuses, the reasons why we had this season. And don't be making crazy changes, trading everybody. Don't everybody feel like big things have to be done, because healthy, this is one of the best teams in the NHL.
Yeah, everyone is definitely breathing a deep sigh of relief that the Panthers are out. When the Penguins eliminated them a couple games ago, I know it was a lot of people who were happy that they don't have to face Florida on their way to a championship. I know for sure Edmonton was happy, but
I can tell you who's not happy that Florida's not in the playoffs.
Other than us, who?
Network TV.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They love coming down there. They've been loving coming. They've made it a mission to come down here. And I think TNT and ESPN were fighting. Like, they want to have, let's make sure we have the Eastern Conference finals so that we can be here at least 3 to 4 times.
Oh yeah,
not this year. So
especially when same thing with basketball. When you knew that it was like, the Heat gonna be in it. Well, you knew the Panthers were gonna be in it. Let's coordinate. Let's get that sun.
Leroy.
Yes, sir.
Sorry to cut you off there, Marcos. I know it's probably not part of your headlines, but it's a headline to me.
Yeah.
How many times have coaches and players have had a relationship with the media? Somebody in the media.
Ooh, hey, come on now.
Can I just, what?
Horny.
I've been. No, I can't.
Vrabel.
I can't think of. Like, I would say. I would say one of the people that I was really close to, and like just not in a just really cool with, was Mary Kay Cabot. Because
she's great.
When I got into the league, she was just starting as a beat writer, right? And so you kind of, when you understand that a person ain't out there to do no harm and they just trying to get their footing, and you kind of doing it at the same time, you kind of have a lot of conversations, of that nature, where she never put me out there like that. I never, threw her under the bus with comments, but I was careful with how I said things. I didn't. In order to put yourself in that situation, you have to have it in you, right? So I never had it in me to go after other players. I never had it in me to throw people under the bus, right? I was always one of those people that I put it on me. So I didn't have to be careful with how I said things because it wasn't in my nature, right? There's a lot of guys that get frustrated and upset and they'll say something because it's in them to protect themselves. You know what I mean? If somebody come at you, if a reporter asks you a question about what you're doing, you immediately get in defense mode, which I understand that players do. I didn't have that in me. Like, I could be honest. I remember one time somebody asked me, did you hear the fans booing you in the third quarter? And I replied just as calmly as I could, I'd have booed my ass too. In the conversation. Like, there's no explanation. And that's it. That's how I was. So I didn't have a lot of the problems that people have today because we're so defensive, right? Everything you feel you have to defend yourself. And sometimes putting yourself in there as part of it, part of the reason why it didn't work out, people come at you a different way. But that's the only person that I could think of right now. Like, every time I see her, she has a family. Every time I see her, we give each other a hug. Not like that.
I was going to say, is this
we ain't
like
holding
this?
hands and
All right, let me
laying
ask
out,
you a question.
and laying
Let me
out
ask
by
you
the
this.
pool.
Come on now.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Leroy, if that's you,
Mm-hmm.
how would you explain that to Spoon? That you're just, oh, no, sweetie, we're just holding hands separately apart, and that's it. And then
That's
the
cheating.
Oh, no,
picture's
wait,
to the right.
whoa. So
Why
let
is
me
she
get-
holding your
hold
hand?
on.
That's what your wife would say.
Very strange.
Oh, so that he's not single.
They're
Oh,
both married
They're both married.
with children. Fam.
First of all, I
Come
could see the picture where we hug and say hi. The other two pictures are absolutely a no.
Oh, okay.
So,
See,
like, hi, I haven't seen you in a while. What's up? Right?
yeah.
So
But the
top
other two
right-hand
pictures
corner
where we
picture,
coming
the top
together like you getting ready to lift me up like Titanic.
Dirty Dancing. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
dirty, like the Dirty Dancing movie. Or we laying, in our skivvies by the pool. No. That ain't happening. I mean, at the most would be maybe breaking a little bread, but it ain't like it's in a totally professional situation. That right there, I don't know. But to be fair, here's what I would say. If everybody is aware of that situation and then like, okay. So say if you say, hey honey, what you doing? Or I'm gonna go hang out with Russini, right? Like, oh, okay, right? Or if she says the same thing. Now, I would also follow it up with this. That seems highly unlikely that two spouses are gonna be cool with that.
This happened during
spouses?
the NFL's owners meeting.
Right.
Mm.
So I don't.
So, you
Man,
telling
that's
your
a
spouse,
weird.
hey,
That's a
going-
weird. Now you
I'm
know what
gonna
make
see
it
you
worse,
at the
Vlad.
meeting.
You know what would make it worse
What's that?
if the first time the spouses hear or see about it
I think this may
Is-
be the first time they
is on Twitter or something like that.
Well, nobody knew anything about this, Leroy. This
No.
broke last night or yesterday, and it's been like, whoa, what's going on? And then apparently they've responded by saying that no, you guys are making too much out of it. There's nothing. We're just friends. There were people around. This, that, the other. They said that they had friends around, and I'm like, but that location is a romantic area. It's a romantic.
Well, that's what they. Well, that's
spot where
they were
people
both
do
staying in a
engagements.
hotel, I think.
Yeah, but this is like one of those. No. This wasn't a hotel. This was another spot. This was another spot. Like, this is where couples go. This is where guys go and propose to their girl and everything. This is like a romantic, scenic area in Arizona.
Wait, so
miles away.
Can I ask
from where
another? Can I ask another question?
Go ahead.
That question would be: somebody had to have an idea of that situation if they were over there taking pictures. So this might be something that was known that they friends or whatever.
Got you. They're like, oh look, Mike. Where's Mike going? Where's Mike going? Where Mike and
Yeah,
Dianna
you
going?
know
Where
what I'm
they going? Where they
saying, Vlad. You don't just
So wait
all
a
of a
minute.
sudden.
So you telling me that one of the coaches know that Vrabel's having an affair and want to hurt
Wait. Why are we jumping to the conclusion
what
they're having an
they did,
affair?
they hired somebody from TMZ to take pictures of the
Why-
inappropriate
no,
affair that's going
question.
on with Mike Vrabel and
So-
Dianna Russini.
why-
That
Whoa.
Vrabel and the Patriots could have a lot of problems going into
Why-
this season.
Vlad.
love it.
Vlad.
I love it.
Wesley is a
Why
genius.
are we assuming that they
Sully,
having a? Why did we jump to they having an affair?
Sully is smart, boy.
Why are we
Totally.
jumping to they having an affair though?
Of course they're having
Because
an
they're
affair.
married.
No. That ain't doing nothing.
Hey, yo,
Just sitting.
Leroy.
Yes, sir.
So you're just gonna be not you, but
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
Vrabel's just gonna be holding hands with somebody that's other than his wife.
But
about
that
to do the dirty dancing
here,
pose and laying up.
that's
in
a moment.
in a pool. Listen,
That
that picture right there. There's no picture that you can take in a pool alongside anybody that's not a family member. That nobody's
Hey,
gonna think you're creepy.
Can I just say this? I've always been one of those people that doesn't jump to conclusions. I can't.
I'm doing a cannonball dive.
I'm not going to just assume anything was going on, but I can't defend the situation. How's that? You see what I'm saying? Now,
I am going.
Now, here's
I
the
am
kick.
going.
Wait, here is, you want me to tell you what the bigger issue is? They went from having the easiest schedule in the NFL now to having one of the toughest. And they might not make the playoffs. And it's normal for 5 or 6 teams that made the playoffs not to make the playoffs. That's the average. So if they're one of those teams, that don't make the playoffs, then this is going to become a bigger deal.
Well, yeah, he's because I have divorce court proceedings scheduled. That's what he might have. Okay? All right. I'm going with this.
You think this
You
is
know me where you hit it. You hit it right there because it's like somebody had to tell somebody. This wasn't no
right. You don't go to a secluded spot and take
this
pictures.
Was secluded. You're right. And it's a secluded romantic spot. So somebody had to put
Say
them on.
this romantic spot. They ain't saying they being romantic though. Although I'm not going. If you go there, I'm not gonna fight you. You see what I'm saying?
And they got the pictures, bro. They got the pictures.
I mean, and here's the thing. Moments frozen in time sometimes carry a little more weight than if you were to see it as a film. Like that, all those moments could have lasted like a boom. But when it's frozen, look at the embrace. Look at the, you know what I mean? So the fact that it's a picture instead of a video, because that could have been just some dap, right? I'm not saying it was. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry if I'm the attorney. If I'm his attorney, that is a romantic dap. I've never seen a romantic dap like that before.
Fingers interlocked.
Fingers interlocked. Like no, unless you're
B-boys.
Right,
hey, I'm not.
Are they about to break dance? Are they preparing for the Olympics?
No, I'm not. I'm sometimes I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I can't defend it, but I'm just saying, like, but here's what I would also say. We talking about it, but that really ain't none of our business. Somebody mad.
Now I know why she was on top of all the Titan news for the last 4 or 5 years.
It all makes sense.
Oh, now
It
see.
all
Oh, when she get all the tight news and do that doesn't help. Hold on. Let me just say
if you're breaking down a lot, yeah. I mean,
let me just say this.
But if a lot
She's
of
getting the exclusive on all the news
I'm
does
just
not help the
saying-
situation.
I'm just saying.
We got
Don't say
paternity
it.
results when we come back on the Mari Show. Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. We're live here on a Wednesday. We've been talking Miami Heat basketball. We've been talking Miami Marlins baseball. Let's go ahead and dive into some Miami Dolphins football action. As you know, the Miami Dolphins have commenced their voluntary workouts. Seems like there is a significant member of the team missing. Our boy Devon Achan.
Can I caution everybody here?
Please, Leroy, please do.
At no point in time am I going to make a big deal about a guy who's been in the league not showing up for voluntary camp. Stop it. Stop it.
Okay, can we also say that we knew he wasn't going to show up to voluntary camp until he gets a deal?
Yes, we could say you could say that, but it's April. Right? It means absolutely nothing right now. Everybody relax. It'll get done. I do believe that it'll get done. But they make a big deal about it because it makes coaches feel good when a lot of guys show up. Right? But let's be clear. Most of the guys that show up for voluntary camp are young guys and guys trying to make the team. When I was playing, and I think it may be a little different now, but they wanted you to give them 1 or 2 weeks before minicamp or 1 or 2 weeks after, right? And that's when you would do a lot of the stuff. So I would show up if minicamp was right after the draft. I would go 2 weeks before the draft.
Now, his market value currently sits at around 3 years, $36 million, about $12 million a year. You think he's worth that?
On this team? Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think
Absolutely.
you do whatever you need to.
And there, the most important part of it is the guaranteed money. Like Kirk Cousins got $140 million contract, but only 20 of it is guaranteed. So, it sounds good, but the most important thing for HN is not necessarily the average per year, it's the guaranteed money. So that's the workaround with that numbers. You know, if I give him 4 years, $40 million, and give him $30 million guaranteed, but he only averages $10 million, that $30 million check look good. Versus if I give him $50 million over the same amount of time, but the guaranteed money is only $30 million, your average looks good, but you're still only getting the same $30 million. So the guaranteed money is the most important part of the contract, not the average per year. The agent wants it to look good for the average per year so you can go get other clients. But the big number for the player is the guaranteed money.
Now, the Miami Dolphins are taking a page out of JFig's book, actually, guys. And
What did he do?
They are saying new number. Who it is? Because multiple people.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah,
number, who this?
New number. Who this? Because multiple people have changed numbers. We got Ollie Gordon returning to his college number. He wore 31 last year. He is returning to his college number of number 0. Zach Wilson was wearing number 0 last year. Leroy,
fitting. He provided. He wore number 0, and he provided 0 to the team.
That's a point there. Donovan Edwards, former Michigan Wolverine, Leroy.
He just got here.
Yes, he did. You remember what he wore?
What position is he?
He wore 7 in college.
He wore
Running
7
back?
in college.
He wore
Yeah.
7 in college.
He
Running
wore 7
back?
in college.
He wore
Yeah.
7 in college.
So he's probably wearing. Is he wearing 31 now?
He's wearing number 36.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because running backs they stay with the running back numbers. You're not wearing those single digit numbers unless you're a star.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta be a superstar.
I think the last one Fournette wore a single digit.
7. Yeah, that's about
7,
it.
yeah.
Back in the day,
Wait,
like
didn't the running back from wore 0?
Genty? I think Genty wore 2 last season.
No, but I'm saying the running back
Yeah.
from Detroit. Didn't he wear 0?
Jameer Gibbs?
oh yeah,
Jameer
yeah,
Gibbs.
yeah. And what's his name from Cook? James Cook from Buffalo wears 4, like Dalvin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All those guys are studs, though, who we just mentioned.
Yeah, and I get that. That's what we're saying. So
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
rookie, even though you
But
got to show, you still have to show and prove.
It's crazy because he's a smaller back that works on speed. I thought once the other guy left, I forgot his name, Irfan. I thought he was gonna ball out, and he really didn't. He didn't have nothing.
Yeah, he was on the cover of college football and everything, and just kind of never really panned out.
Never. So I guess he's the 2, the 1-2 punch. He's the 2 punch, the change of pace.
I think he's a 3 because we still also have.
Well, no, I'm just saying in general, not on this team. We don't know
yeah.
what he's going to be on this team. I'm just saying
maybe nothing, to be honest.
in college, when he had his chance to shine, like he didn't really do what everybody thought he was going to do.
We have a new number 1, ladies and gentlemen. We have a new number 1.
Who?
Jalen Tolbert is now number 1.
I think, you know what? Not for nothing.
Yeah.
Not for nothing. I'm throwing this out there. I think one need to sit in the equipment room for a year.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
Right,
I don't know.
right,
Like,
right.
that's just got something on.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially one might have a concussion. Okay?
It's not and it's not
He has a
because
concussion.
and not for any other reason than if I'm the team, I don't want to hear every day, oh, that's Tua's old number. We've moved on.
I just want, I don't want to hear. I don't want an excuse to hear his name.
Let's like take number 1,
Yeah.
put it in the box and give it a rest for a year.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, we didn't mention that Donovan Edwards, who we just talked about, who took number 36, that was Storm Duck's old number right there. And Tutu Atwell, a new addition at wide receiver, is taking number 4 from Kader Kohu, who is now a Kansas City Chief.
All right. Man, I ain't never have that much movement. Because when I came in, they they just took the number from the dude who had it and gave it to me.
Oh, they just took it from him.
Yeah.
And he stayed on the team. Like it wasn't like they took it.
Yeah.
And cut him.
Yeah.
Damn. They just be like, hey, let me hold this.
No,
real quick.
because
You
he
don't
was
need this."
he was a wide receiver.
Oh, what the
So-
hell? He doesn't need that then.
He was like originally he was like a third down back, and then they moved him to like slot receiver, so they could justify making him take a big number, wide receiver number, because we couldn't wear whatever number you wanted back then.
No, for sure. That's
So,
what I was saying. Are you talking about 34 or are you talking about 33?
33.
Okay. So so for a second, like sometimes he would be slot receiver 33?
Not when he was 33 before I got to Cleveland.
Okay. I got
And
you.
then he never really played running back. He only played receiver, slot receiver, and returner. So then they just said, well, you gotta wear 80s number. But when I got to Minnesota, my boy had 33 and he wanted to negotiate. You know what I told him? The number don't make the player make the number. Go ahead, I ain't giving up nothing.
Yeah, I felt that. He was trying to get some money off of you.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
this. You just couldn't say no? You had to get all profound confused?
Yeah, I did. Because guess what?
No.
The number that I wore in Minnesota, I know whose number it was before me.
Oh, that was
The spin doctor. Chuck.
by the way, they just showed your Thanksgiving game.
Oh,
Leroy doesn't get this. I say this all the
Rob,
time. That last touchdown run, that was pretty good.
I had my moments.
Was it 48 yards? Or
Yeah,
52?
about that.
yeah.
I had my moments.
I showed my boy your highlights yesterday, Leroy, and I showed him the Thanksgiving game. He said,
I'm
"Hey,
sure
listen."
if you take away 3 plays, Leroy's the player of the game.
Look,
Yeah.
he said, look,
Wait,
I'm-
wait. It did so happen that Randy had 3 catches for 140, 150 yards and 3 touchdowns.
yeah, it
Those are the 3 plays.
The 3 plays were awesome.
Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, hopefully he'll be able to join us. We'll be talking to legend in the basketball world,
But
Tommy
first,
Tighe. But before we get to
but
that,
first,
Leroy,
hey.
please.
you know I love when golf comes down to South Florida. And now we have a PGA Tour event coming back, the Cadillac Championship, April 29th through May 3rd. It is a signature event. So that means there's no cut. You don't have the morning wave and the evening wave. All your players are going to be on tee time, so you'll be able to see everybody. There's open to the public venues, delicious local bites, and much more. Welcome back to the Blue Monster. Don't miss your chance to buy tickets now at CadillacChampionship.com.
Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. Our boy Leroy will return momentarily, I'm assuming. But in the meantime, I want to talk about some Miami Heat. Your Miami Heat unfortunately lost to the Toronto Raptors in embarrassing fashion yesterday, cementing themselves where they have been for the last 4 years in the play-in tournament. Time now to head over to our Toyota of Hollywood hotline to talk to our man Tommy Tighe as we attempt to put together the pieces and determine what the hell is going on with this Miami Heat team. It's brought to you by Toyota of Hollywood. Shop over 200 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. Tommy Tighe, how are you, good sir?
Thank you so much for bringing in We Didn't Start the Fire with Billy Joel. That at least gets us off to the right start. I'm doing okay. How about you?
Hey, you know what, Tommy? Now that I'm talking to you, I feel a little bit better. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel a little bit better.
Thank you.
Now, Tommy, this time, if I'm reflecting upon my life 3 years ago, I remember getting close to around where my son was born. And I was watching this Miami Heat team and this Florida Panther team claw their way back from an 8th seed all the way to overcoming obstacles and teams they weren't supposed to beat in one of the most historic runs in sports history, in my opinion. Fast forward to this year, we're in a similar position, but something tells me I am not going to be witnessing a miracle in these upcoming weeks. Tommy, what can you say about this team entering the play-in?
Well, I'll put it to you this way. I wouldn't exactly expect the exact same type of run that you had back in 2023. But, Marcos, let's be realistic here. You can't give up and think you're going to drown just yet. I mean, you got to at least think that you've done well in this position before in 3 previous times, that now that you're back there again, you know, you have the experience with a lot of your same guys to be able to do that. And I didn't think that much about their chances last year when they went into Chicago. They had lost all 3 games to them. And then they went into Atlanta. They had lost both games in the building to that team. So I was kind of taking this with a grain of salt. But all of a sudden they came up and played those type of games. This team is capable every once in a while to surprise you. And hopefully that's the case there. They sure as heck didn't do that in last night's game, but I do get the feeling there's still something left in them. Maybe not for a remarkable run like you're describing 3 years ago, but I still think you're going to see better things than you saw in last night's game in Toronto.
Now, Tommy, this team obviously played with injuries, has had a plethora of starting lineups throughout, and you know we're 70-something games into it, potentially 80. I've lost track of what game we're at currently, but I do know that it still feels as if this team is lacking chemistry. Is it the injuries? Is it Spo constantly tinkering with the lineup? Or does this roster just not work well together?
Well, let's put it this way. He's tinkering with the lineup for the first reason that you mentioned. It is injuries. I think that's the major factor with any team that has to struggle over the course of the season. We've seen so many big wins and some tough losses over the course of the year. And now you get to the point where, guess what it is? Game number 80 of an 82-game schedule. And you're just hoping for the best in these remaining 3 games. But I really don't think that much about what you're going to be doing right now. I don't see a team in the last 2 weeks of the season really picking up some steam and doing an awful lot to it. It's rare that it happens. Yes, it did happen 3 years ago, but you know, you're going to have to go with what you hope can be the most, I would think, the most successful group that you've had over the course of the season. And that's tough to have because of these injuries. Hero's been out of the lineup. Heck, you go back to the last game before last night. You didn't have Powell for the previous 4 games. You didn't have Hero in that game. And Jovic is out of the lineup for a period of time. So you just continue to have these things happen. Even when you think you're going to get healthy, something steps in and changes everything. So I think that's the major factor that you're looking at when you're looking at what you're going to get into in the next couple of weeks. But I just think that answering your question, I think that's the major reason that this team just hasn't been healthy for long periods of time. You can say that about an awful lot of clubs and they've survived it, but this team really hasn't.
Now, Tommy, I I see this team, I see the roster currently constructed, and I hear the echoes of run it back in my brain. I hear the cries of the Heat fan who saw nothing happen at the trade deadline. What is the Miami Heat's option for the offseason, and can they afford another offseason with no moves?
Well, I can't go into that, to be honest with you, Marcos, because I can't speculate on that type of stuff. I really don't know. I'm not really a fan of the franchise. I'm the kind of guy who works for the franchise. So with that in mind, do I expect there are going to be changes? Well, there's always going to be changes. You kind of get that feeling. Now, do you get the whale that everybody wants? Well, there might be a whale coming out there. I won't name names that begins with certain letters, but I just get the feeling that right now, once you've done something 4 consecutive times and only had success that first time in these last 3, sure, you're going to be thinking in your mind, what did Bam say last year? The guy with the gray hair up in the office is going to do something about it. I do get the feeling the people in charge have looked over every possibility they have. I don't know about running it back. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but I don't know if it's the wrong thing to do. There's going to be changes. I would have to think that that's the position they're going to look at. But yeah, I can understand the frustration of everybody out there when you don't play the way that you think you're capable of playing. And you've run into problems with Orlando, Boston, and Toronto this year and lost 13 of your games. I understand that you haven't beaten either of those teams, and you might end up with them if you get to the playoffs. That's the unfortunate thing over the course of the season. The 3 teams have handled you this way. You've done well against certain clubs, and some teams have had your number, and that's just the way that it is. But as far as looking into the future, my future is, I think it's tomorrow night against Toronto.
Tommy, when you look at
Welcome back, Leroy.
Hey, what's happening? I had a little situation with my dogs.
I'm sorry.
When you look at this team, and I've done this now for the last couple of years, and I've said to myself, part of the problem with this basketball team compared to all the other teams is they haven't had a consistent lineup in 3 years. And we keep hoping from year to year that we're going to get 30 games where Spo has a lineup where he can work, who's coming in, who's staying in, who's starting. It changes every week. I would almost be willing to bet if you say who's had the most missed games of anybody in the league the last probably 3 or 4 years collectively, the Heat are probably one of the teams that have the most man hours lost due to injury. How do you fix that?
How do you fix injuries? You play professional football. I think that'd be a better question to ask you.
Well, I mean, let me put it this way. I don't mean how do you fix the injuries? How do you keep going back to the same thing, knowing that this is the situation with your team? Like, we keep hoping. The last 3 years, we have hoped, okay, so-and-so is healthy this year. He's going to give us a run. Boom. Somebody else gets hurt, or this guy gets hurt again. At what point do you say, maybe we have guys that we can't rely on to be healthy? And I know it's a tough question because, again, you work for the Heat, but I'm just saying, just as a general idea that maybe like we're waiting for something that we're just not going to get.
Well, I just get the feeling that the unfortunate thing in sports is this: you want to be awful or you want to be excellent. And Oklahoma City's been both. And Philadelphia has been in at least one position. If you're mediocre in the middle of the thing and you're always in the 15-20 range, that's what you don't want to be. Miami's been, never in the bottom part. They've always been striving for the top, and they try to get there as much as possible. Do you change the entire – I mean, who do you go after to try to change what you want to do is the case. I don't know of a name out there of a guy that has not been hurt. The Michael Jordan era of playing 82 games is long gone, except for maybe one kid who plays for the Wizards who likes to do that every year. But I just don't know where you're going to get these other people out there when you're in a position with a salary cap like the league is, and certain teams, you don't have the number 1 pick ever or the top 5 pick ever. It's tough to really find those type of players that you're talking about when you're getting them from certain spots. Yeah, Kawhi Leonard, Giannis Antetokounmpo were guys that were picked 15th. You got lucky there. The Heat have not gotten that lucky, even though they've had a guy like Bam Adebayo probably exceed what a lot of people thought he was going to have. Tyler Hero, probably about the same type of player that you expected him to be. That's the tough part out there, Leroy. Unless you're able to find, if you're allowed to have a boatload of money like the Dodgers do, and you're allowed to go out and get 5 or 6 guys and slip them into your lineup, hey, you've got the best chance of winning. Right now, you're playing within the rules, and that's the unfortunate thing that you're in when your guys get hurt. They've made changes when you look on the periphery, but that's just the way that it has to be because it's the position you've been placed in with the money that you have.
So basically, it's just this team has been snake bit with the injuries, and it's an unfortunate thing, but it's just happened more here than in most cases because I would really love to see this team for like 30 games. Just 30 games where you can give me, some health so you can actually, Spo can actually work the lineup. Spo can actually see what everybody can do. And I don't think I can think of a time where he's had a full roster for more than 20 games.
Not going back since 2023. When Jimmy got hurt in 24 in the playoffs, after that, I can't think of the same thing in these last couple of years. I'm with you. I look back to that. And you had a heck of a run for an obvious reason. You were healthy. The only guy who got hurt was Tyler. And you played exceptionally well without him in the lineup because all your role players are able to click. And you know this as well as anybody, Leroy, being in sports like you have been. Once those guys start playing like that, it's hard to stop a team like that. And you're looking on the other side, you say, how is X, Y, and Z able to play like that? He comes to your team next year, he's awful. But these Alex Caruso-type players end up playing in the finals. They just fit in so well. That's what that Heat team was able to do, and a lot of those guys stayed healthy. Jimmy goes out. What happened last year is just, it's not worth even going back and talking about. But I'm with you. If you had a possibility of having this roster with everybody out there starting in training camp, it'd be a much better team. There's no question in my mind. But unfortunately, that's what sports is all about. And it's been tough for this team this year, being snake bit like they have with so many guys in and out of the lineup, that it's nobody's fault. It's just something that happens.
Tommy, can you do me a favor? I keep sending emails trying to get Mike B's job, and for some reason they seem to have blocked me. I'm not sure what that's about. If you could just talk to somebody.
And who are you sending these emails to? Because I'm not getting them.
Bernie at heat.com. I'm not, for some reason, he's not responding to any of my emails.
That'll help you out a lot.
Well, Tommy, I want to thank you for joining us.
Marcos, you're still in the running, to tell you the truth, because they haven't named anybody just yet. They're really taking their time on this one to make darn sure they pick the right guy, because it's so tough to get somebody like Michael B again.
Is it crazy that he's been around for so long that you kind of take it for granted and just expect him to be there? And then you're like, now that you got to replace him, you're like, I don't know if we can find anybody to replace this guy.
Well, think about it. What's the kind of person that you want, male or female? And I don't mean pick male or female right now. I'm just saying whoever that person is, male or female, who steps into that spot, do you want them to say, stand up and make some noise? Do you want them to say their own catchphrases or dos minutos? Those are legendary things that in every kid has said, every one of them that roots for the Miami Heat for the last 30-something years. Now, what are you going to do? When the next guy comes in there, is that first game, is there going to be an awful lot of pressure for him to do that? Or do you just say, oh, yeah, I missed the other guy, and then this person, whoever it might be, just steps right in and takes over, however he or she might sound?
Yeah.
I want someone to do Scooby-Doo impressions.
I don't know how that'll work.
Tommy, thank you for joining us, of course. Thank you. Always a pleasure to hear from you.
Thanks, Tommy.
Same here. Good luck, fellas.
All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, 12 o'clock hour of the show right here on FM 104.3 WQAM. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tobin and Leroy show. 12 o'clock hour on the program.
What you guys have to understand is I closed them in a room.
The dogs?
Yes.
A room inside your home.
Correct.
And you saw them outside?
So when I look out this window right here and see my dogs on the outside of the gate looking in, when I know I closed the door on them in a room.
How does that even happen?
Because Dre can open up the doors.
He has thumbs?
No, he puts his nose on the handle.
Ah.
And then they do the same thing to the outside.
Oh, yeah.
But
we
I
gotta
guess
get you some knobs.
A gate. Well, one room has a knob. But Jennifer, what are you doing?
What did Jennifer do?
Do they pick the locks?
They pick the lock. You got burglar dogs now, dude.
I know it's like right. So yeah. And they knew it too. I went out that front door, they were like tried to make a run for it, and then I yelled right now.
Well, let's go ahead and give you some headlines. These headlines are brought to you by our friends over at
You know what today is?
What's today?
Part 3 contest at the Masters.
Is it?
Yeah.
I had no clue. I thought the Masters was just like whatever normal tournament they have there. I didn't know there was other events that surrounded it during the week.
Yeah, well, now they have events for like the 2 previous weeks. So they have the women's amateur.
Yeah.
At Augusta. I guess they call it the Augusta Women's Open or whatever. That's a cool thing. And then they
Augusta
have the
wide open. Augusta wide open.
The drive, chip, and putt.
Minus
for the kids.
That's fair. That's fair. Is that like pump, pass, and kick for golf?
For golf. Correct.
That's great.
Correct. But it has more to do with, just imagine being a 10-year-old and you're in the golf and you get to have an event at the Masters.
Nah, it's amazing.
Right?
Like, yeah, you know, when I was a Pee-wee football player and I played in the Orange Bowl. Won the championship, Leroy. We were going against the Carroll City Lil Chiefs. I remember it like it was yesterday.
When did you ever?
It was yesterday.
So yeah, so it is a cool thing. Tiger's not there and Phil's not there.
I mean, yeah, the person non grata now. Tiger got to work on himself again.
Tiger got to work on himself. Yeah,
Himself,
Phil.
He probably got some gambling bets you got to.
Phil, I don't know, offset? Man. I don't like. You know what? I think
might be off par.
When you look at Tiger and Phil, you look at Tiger and Phil, and you say famous people got issues too. Right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like
sometimes
no matter how much money you have or how rich you are, how famous you are not excluded from the statistics of life.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Honestly, if I had more money, I'd probably be addicted to something. But I just can't afford it, sir. Like, what do you want me to do? I just like that is saving me currently from a lot of addiction.
So it'll be a cool. By
the way,
yeah.
If I have an interaction with the cops, right?
Yeah.
When do I pull out? Yeah, I was just talking to the president. Is that the time to be pulling that card out?
Can I just say something?
President. Oh, really?
Can I just say something? I think at times in our brain, we think we could say something cool that's going to get us out of something. And most times, it has an adverse effect. And I don't know if right now that would have ever been a good move. Right? But like
may have worked with Obama.
If ever I gotten in trouble, you know what I have done? Shut up. Don't say nothing. Just like here's what you need. That blah 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 blah. Good.
Yeah, I got pulled over one time, and I was like, you know, Tommy Tighe. Are you familiar? with Tommy.
That being said,
You sounded like you should have been saying Leroy.
hey,
Should've said Leroy.
that being said, I've
You know
never
Leroy?
I don't think there's been a time where I've been so messed up that I couldn't drive.
Yes, there was a time in which I was so messed up, I totaled my car on the way home and still managed to park perfectly fine in my driveway. Car, not good. But hey,
No,
that parking
I've
job.
never no chance.
Like,
Because
that's not the time I'm using that card.
no.
If I had, get out of jail free card.
First of all, it's not serious enough to warrant a get out of jail free card.
Right. I mean,
Right. Nobody got hurt.
you
Like-
messed up, but I'm not using. If I knew I have access or I can make a phone call.
I'm not calling the president to say I was in a fender bender.
Yeah, I'm not calling him for a fender bender.
Yeah.
Or not even. I'm not even referencing him or mentioning him.
Yeah.
That was wild to me. I was like, really? That's supposed to get you out? No, nah.
I don't even know why. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm wondering why he even brought it up. You know what I mean?
He's like, are you familiar with the president?
He's like, yeah, I just got a phone conversation with the president.
Which was the clearest. What was the clearest thing he said that whole time?
Right. That's what I'm saying. It was like, okay. Is
He
that supposed to say?
He probably wanted the cops to be like, oh, he was on the phone with the president. Okay.
No, you know what he would have done? Oh,
Yeah.
if the officer was like, really? He's like, yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. You want me to call him right
You
now?
want me to call
him? I'll FaceTime him right now.
Mhm.
Really?
No. So, and I would say that I think the worst part of that is that I don't know if Tiger has somebody in his life to help him, do the right thing.
Smeathan says Leroy would call the president over a deli order at Publix.
No, I wouldn't. Let me tell you something. I know my situation. I know that most of my situations got to be handled by me.
Something tells me the president not going to do much for you, Leroy.
No, I'm too low on the totem pole.
Yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, not sure if you guys had an opportunity to see this. Did you see that baseball has turned into base brawl?
Yeah.
The Los Angeles Angels and the Atlanta Braves got into it. Leroy, did you see any of this?
I did not.
Isn't that
Check them out right here.
Angel?
Boom! A ball!
You threw a ball at him?
Oh,
He
he's
held-
slapping.
he-
The Angels
He
do
has the ball
slapping.
in his hand?
Ball in his
Nah,
hand.
he's soft, Lopez.
Boom!
Oh, he hit him.
Good. No, he
With
caught
the
the
ball.
ear of the helmet.
Yeah,
Put the
he
ear
caught the
down.
ear of the
Oh,
helmet.
nice. Oh,
He didn't
I
even
knew
throw
that.
it. He used it as a weapon.
Right.
Hey,
Yeah,
he
he
got
caught the
lucky.
helmet.
Ooh, hey, what are the odds? That ear's
But
on the other
look
side.
how he punched back. 12.
just
You ain't
grabbed
want
him.
none of that.
Nah, 12 wants it. He just carried.
No, go look back at the punch. Watch this punch. Here we go. Watch.
I mean, he got
right here,
soft.
right here.
Ah!
Yeah, come on.
Well, I mean,
Like
that's
you
just
want
like
to go at
England
him,
really
but
to
you don't
scrap.
really want to go at
You
him.
know what though? Probably his equilibrium was thrown.
I'm saying he just got hit with a baseball. Like he's not right. You might not be like you get hit. Your punch is not gonna have the same effect.
And then the other thing
And he's
is,
getting grabbed at the same
and then,
time. Look,
you know what makes the fight worse? I'm gonna tell you what makes any fight that I've been involved in on a football field worse. When you have players in a fight, you grab your guy. You don't grab the other team's guy because now more of the other team's guys got to come out and get you. That's how the melee starts.
Boom! Yeah, I've never seen someone swing with a baseball in their hand.
Yeah.
Nah, you're lame for that. If you swing with a baseball, I'm coming with a bat.
That's like brass knuckles.
That's what you know. What that's what I said is
It's like brass knuckles. Logan
That's what
Paul.
that's
Yeah,
the biggest
exactly.
problem. That's the biggest problem I have with pitchers, right? You can throw a ball at a guy for whatever reason, and the only thing he got in his hand is a bat. If he throw the bat back at you, it looks so much worse than you get hit with a baseball. But That's all I got.
Now
I'm looking at the extended version of the video. Yeah. None of them wanted to throw really punches at each other.
Right.
Oh, they're all just out there swinging, like
Because-
just
slap fight.
Yeah.
slap fighting.
So it looks like a brawl,
Oh,
but
there
ain't
was another
nobody
fight.
getting hit.
No, there was another fight on the ground between Walt Weiss and I guess Jorge Soler.
Oh,
So it was
White's
like two
just coming
fights.
to the party. Look at him.
Yeah, there was like 2 fights. Yeah, Weiss is coming to the party. And then,
Yeah.
so there was 2 fights. There was probably the Weiss and Soler fight because I think they got even.
Can I just say this? Every time there's been a melee, it usually happens in camp, right? And it usually starts with linebackers and tight ends, right? They usually the culprits. It's never offensive linemen or it's DBs and wide receivers because they grab, right? They hold it and then they get into it. The other guys might just be holding each other and just shaking back and forth and just talking trash. There's always one guy that comes to the party and he means business, right? So he start throwing haymakers and then that really starts the whole melee. And so you see these guys, all these guys right here, they look like they about to throw fisticuffs, but ain't nobody really doing nothing. Then you see Weiss coming. He ain't even got no hat on. Like he coming over, right? He coming over and look, he ain't come over there for nothing. And so there's always the guy that comes in, right? That escalates the situation. I had a guy when I was in Minnesota. Remember Corey Fuller?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you remember Winter, the center for Green Bay, who was considered dirty. So
You talking about a safety in the center right now?
Yeah. So Winter's pulled.
Fuller's from Florida State, right?
Yeah. Winter's pulled, and him and Corey got into it, and one of them spit on the other guy, and then the other guy poked him in the eye like three stooges.
Ooh.
So I think they both got suspended. But yeah. Like once, if you're a man and you're on the football field or anywhere and somebody spits, that usually starts some serious ramification stuff. You can't spit.
Nah, nobody wants any liquid.
Yeah.
Bodily fluids anywhere near me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Now-
it was crazy.
You gotta go.
Look, we saw this interaction between these people now. And they're baseball players. They're not necessarily used to squaring up, if you will. But there was something that happened this past Monday Night Raw. I know, Leroy, obviously you're not watching that. Maybe you saw this. I'm going to show you guys. This, it's a normal casual interaction.
Let me explain it to you. Let me take JFig saw a bird, and this is what she did to the bird.
So these two women are here having a normal heated conversation when another person
2 birds
who
are
was
talking. Boom!
Oh!
It comes out of no. You think it's no. You haven't seen it. Oh wait, they haven't shown the rest.
No, I have the aftermath. And you think it's done there? Boom. So now if you take a look at that, this was the end result of what happened.
That's what JFig did to the bird.
Ooh. Got
That
little...
is a hematoma.
Look at that. Man, she looked like she should be doing an episode of Star Trek.
That is...
She's a Klingon.
Wait, so now they all looking at her smiling?
Well, yeah.
That
they're wrestling people.
Yeah, that's scars,
So my question is...
Still fine.
Was the girl in the black and red friends with the other girl?
No. Well, to explain it to you, WrestleMania is in 2 weeks. They're both contending for the title.
So look, are they friends?
The girl, the blonde, yeah, they're friends. These two are friends, and then the girl that attacks doesn't like those two. They're in
so she was really trying to hit both of them.
She was really trying to hit the blonde. She was really trying to get the blonde. Boom! Oh my god, she really knocked it. But did you see the headbutt?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The other girl is.
Boom!
I didn't know a TV could do that.
Oh, well, throw somebody into a TV. You'll see.
No, not my TV. I need to watch my TV.
Gone are the days where women in wrestling.
Oh,
were just-
no, you know what? She got that from the headbutt. She didn't get that from the TV.
Oh yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah, see,
You know
tell
what? You're right.
she got it
You're
from
right.
the headbutt. She got it from the
you're right.
headbutt. Because watch, they hit heads.
No, because I was wondering why Roxanne.
See that right there?
Ooh.
That's where she got it. She got it from the headbutt. So I'm surprised the other girl ain't got a hematoma.
Ooh,
They didn't show Roxanne after
Yeah.
Roxanne Perez. They didn't show her.
is she smiling?
Right.
I think she's smiling in this one. Is that her?
No,
yeah,
no,
she's
that's the
smiling.
other one. No, that's the other. Yeah. No, she's not even. Maybe she went to.
She
cut
might have been
protocol.
more hurt than Liv.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was rough.
You're right,
That was a
Leroy.
rough
Good,
one right
good,
Yeah.
good observation.
Like
got an eye,
the
Mike.
TV, she got that from hitting the head. Because you need to hit something hard to get a hematoma.
Yeah, that was rough, man.
That was beautiful.
Indeed rough.
That was big.
Hey,
So
which
me to
is
watch.
why I don't watch it. That hurts. That does hurt. Hematomas hurt.
Hey, listen, there's no way of faking that one. There's no way.
No,
of
you
faking
can't
it
fake
at
that
No,
injury.
Tobin hurt. Then the Hassan, was it? The fighter, Rockman.
all. Oh yes.
Oh,
Man,
Yeah.
and he had gloves on. He got that one with gloves. So
Remember
imagine
that-
two heads hitting.
remember in Living Color, the Butt family. He looked like he had that on, on his forehead.
Oh, what about a Balchinian from Men in Black?
We're gonna take a break. When we come back on the Tobin and Leroy show, we are going to debut a new segment, the blame game, next on the Tobin and Leroy show. Welcome on back to the Tobin and Leroy show. We are live back here on a Wednesday. Before we went to break, I did preview that we had a new segment that we were going to try out, and I wanted to briefly explain it to you guys.
Oh boy.
Now, the Miami Heat, for the fourth year in a row, find themselves in play-in position, right? Not necessarily ideal for anybody within the franchise.
Oh no, it's not ideal.
But it has a lot of people scrambling as to how this can happen, why this can happen, and who is to blame. So I thought, what better way to be able to determine who gets the blame than with a brand new segment in which we can lay blame for the Miami Heat's woes. We're calling this Blame Game. I'm going to name some names, and you tell me how responsible you feel they are for the loss of the Miami Heat championship ring. All right. Now that we've officially been banned from YouTube for that 4-second Kanye West clip, we can get into the blame game, ladies and gentlemen. Number one on the list is Pat Riley to blame for the Miami Heat's fourth straight appearance in the play-in. Leroy?
I mean, yeah.
Leroy.
He's the one. No, hear me out.
Leroy.
He is the single most responsible for getting the players on the roster. So if you continue to stay with the same players and you're not willing to keep in mind, a lot of these trades, Pat wasn't willing to give up certain guys. They weren't included in the deal. So in hindsight, we look at it now with all the injured players and go, yeah, we probably could have let him get traded. And Pat is responsible for that. Pat is the one that determines who can be in the trade and who can't.
All right. So Pat Riley advances in the blame game.
Yep.
The next person on the list as to who is to blame for the Miami Heat's fourth straight appearance. Leroy? Is Jimmy Butler to blame for the Miami Heat's fourth straight play-in appearance?
I would say to some extent, he was on the team for two of them. Now, one of those teams went to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
So
mainly because of him.
Right. But I would say the last 2 years with him only playing 55, 60 games, with him, listening to, and I would say this, the playoff Jimmy stuff, right? Ooh. And him kind of only turning it up towards the end of the season, and then that not being available, he gets some blame.
Vlad, what about you? Do you think
I didn't answer to Riley. Riley definitely deserved blame for this. And because I'm looking at the Atlanta Hawks, right?
Right.
They were going through their own situation with their superstar. And it seemed to me the minute they gave away their superstar, they started playing well. They started playing more passionate basketball. And then
I think it's the style of play you have to play with Trey on the court. It wasn't conducive to the rest of the guys.
True. But also what's going on in the locker room, behind the scenes contract.
Right. We don't know. Right.
Right. And I felt like what was going on the last 2 years when Jimmy was here.
It was about contract, not about basketball.
Right. And started weighing on the players.
Yeah.
So now that when we're hearing the stories coming out now after the fact, you could start saying, there it is. I understand. When you're hearing Jaime was, once they had that situation, Jaime was the first guy that called him after he got suspended and everything like that. You started to see the fracture and the split within the team, the players and the execs.
Everybody just getting frustrated. It just was a frustrating situation.
And the other reason why I'm also saying it, I'm sorry, guys. Maybe the message is just stale now. And, we're old. The old don't like budget. They don't like evolving. They're stuck in their ways.
Well, I would say Pat may not have evolved, if you could say it about Pat. But I think Spo has tried everything. Now, I will say this. The only problem that I would have with Spo, I don't understand why he refuses to go big. And when you go small, you have two guys who can't play defense. So in effect, you're trying to defend 5 guys with 3 guys and they're small. That just seems like you're setting yourself up for failure.
So that brings me to my next point. We've decided Pat Riley is to blame. We've decided Leroy put a couple years on Jimmy Butler to blame. Vlad, do you think Jimmy Butler has any blame in this?
No, Jimmy doesn't, because the management should have known what's going to go on with Jimmy.
I'm going to tell you why you're not.
Leroy.
Jimmy being Jimmy. Jimmy's been Jimmy. You know who Jimmy was.
Right. You've got 4 teams. He's played for 4 teams. You saw Miami Heat were the 4th team he played for. He knew what happened those 3 previous stops.
Right.
Management should have known this was going to happen.
Correct.
And Riles knew it too, because Riles said they both have the same personality. So what's going to happen when you deal with somebody with the same personality as yourself? It's going to be combustible. Right. It's going to at any minute it's going to end bad. So I don't put it on Jimmy. I put it on management, because they should have known what's going on.
You know what? I agree with you there, but you got to put Jimmy in there because
look what's happened. You got to get if you know this was going to happen,
you got to get rid of him early.
But you didn't. What did you think? Because you started believing, you still believed in your own hype that as long as we're in, we can win. And now look at you. Because of that 1 year in 23, right? Everybody, those 24, we got in 23. Last year, you know what? Enough of this Playinville. This year, nobody wants to see Playinville. It's to the point I don't even think they want them to win next week if they do.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy as it sounds. So that's why I'm not giving Jimmy I'm not putting any blame on Jimmy. I'm putting it on management.
I understand what you're saying. Like, it's not the player's fault. It's not Jimmy's fault for being Jimmy. Right? When it's like we were talking earlier about baseball. How did it end in Chicago? Not well. How did it end in Minnesota? Not well. Philly.
How did it end in Philadelphia? Not well. What do you think is going to happen in Miami when he wants the money and they're like, I don't know if I really want to give you that money?
The only thing is, and I agree with you with all that. The only thing I will blame Jimmy for, is when you talk about other guys on your team and that being your guy and that this and that and all that, right? To go out there and do that to people that's supposedly your boy and then have the audacity to complain that I know who called me and who didn't. Why? Why would they call you, dude? Y'all could be friends in the future, but right now there's still some sting in that. So like, he just wanted to just be who he was and think nobody should be offended by what he was doing on the court. And I would say, once you go onto the field, once you go onto the court, right? All those people you say your brate and all that, that's where it shows up. Because I know that, hey, if I'm going through something and I'm doing something and I'm trying to either get some money or whatever, I'm not going to make it harder for you, Marcos. I'm not going to make it harder for you, Vlad. I'm not going to make it harder for Tobin, right? I'm still going to have my dispute, but I'm not going to make life harder for you guys because you're not in this. And that's the problem I have with Jimmy. That's so it's not, I'm not going to call you my friend and then treat you like dirt and go out there and do what Jimmy did. That's where I have a problem with Jimmy. He can want his money, he could be difficult or whatever, but then come out and start the season and say, I'm just going to go out there and ball and then shoot one-legged threes and sabotage the team.
Okay. Final point on this. Why I don't blame Jimmy. With Jimmy, you've been the same. Without Jimmy, you're still the same. So you're going to be, you
Right.
are what your record says you are. You've been
Right.
mid for the last 4 years. And in order for you to stop being mid, you got to make a move.
You got to not have mid players.
Stop draft. Yes. Like they still, listen, I get it, bro. I get it. You had the Ike Austins of the world. You had, hell, we were going crazy for Hayward Highsmith or Max Strus. We get that. Gabe Vincent. You find these guys that nobody want and you turn them into great players. And the flip side to this,
they don't win championships though.
They don't help you win championships, and even sooner or later, you don't want to give them the money that they start thinking that they deserve, and then they go to other teams, and then they realize that it only works when they're in the Miami Heat. But in this current NBA, you haven't evolved in this current NBA. To me, you haven't. When you did the Big Three, that was the Big Three era. You guys rocked the Big Three era. You figured out the way how to move with the big superstars, putting the big players together and surrounding them with good role players. Now it's not a Big Three era. It's actually a big, a great one and a very good two, and depth. Miami Heat not showing that right now, and that's because they don't have me. I mean, as good as Bam is he's not great. He's very good. He's not great.
He's not. He put it this way. How can I put this? He is a very good player, but he's not the player you build your team around. You need that other guy, right? You need that other guy on your team. That you need that bona fide scorer, right? The responsibilities that Bam have far and exceed scoring. And so what happens is Bam could have a great game, but your team only score 80 points because you don't have that bona fide scorer. Everybody thought it was going to be Tyler. They thought it was going to be Norm. And so, like, with those guys' health being unreliable, right? It all just goes on to Bam, and his only penalty is being available. So all that stuff just automatically goes to Bam.
All right, we are going to take a break, and when we come back, we will play our favorite Wednesday game, Rats Off a Ship, next. Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. We are live here with our favorite segment to play on a Wednesday. But before we do, hello, Figgy.
Ew.
Oh, we got Bang Bang Week is back, huh? There we go.
Dang.
They're not behaving well, but yes, they're back.
Did you just get your hair done or something, or?
Friday. It's been a while.
Look, not everybody can have dreamy hair like me, so I totally get it. You know,
I
you do
know.
what you can.
It's hard to tame. Look at this. I have to
Really?
go back. Yeah.
Not everybody could take their hair off and then put a different hair on.
You know,
No,
I don't know, but it's in that cover too.
Looks like there's a something about Mary thing going on with you.
His hairline is playing deep third.
Don't disrespect
Right.
on my
Dude,
birthday, Leroy.
I have never seen so much forehead as I'm seeing on your face right now.
What are you talking about, bro? This is a
Dude,
luscious head of
stop.
hair going on.
Stop. Tell it. Look. Tell him.
You look like
Tell him stop
Omar
lining
Sharif.
it up.
Ew, don't do that.
Oh, stop doing that.
Don't do that.
Dude,
I'm
I ain't
ready
gonna
now.
lie. Look, I'm telling you, we see more forehead than we've seen in some time.
You look like a Hispanic Alibaba.
That's fair. That's what Marlon Wayne's called me, so I get that.
Yeah.
Let's
He
see.
said, "Oh, I remember you."
That was great.
I'm like, wow.
I
You should have said right after then, can you forget me?
thank you. Come
I
again.
don't want to be remembered like that.
Look, no matter how
Cut some of your beard off and put it on your forehead.
no matter how I look here, it is not going to be worse than what we're about to witness here. And I want to know if you guys are rats off a ship chasing foul balls after what we witnessed
Oh my
yesterday.
God, Leroy, this is all you.
Here we go. We got a foul ball. Cubs versus Rays. Cubs.
Bad Leroy.
Foul ball right here. Ball, check me out. And whoa!
Oh! First of all,
whoa!
first of all,
They're
let's
playing
just
in the
say-
dome, but somehow there was a moon.
Cheeks.
Can I just say this?
That's a point.
That's a point.
Can I just say this? Under no circumstances can you do something so enthusiastic in a public environment that your clothes come off.
How you lose your pants? He ain't move his pivot.
Well,
He
first
didn't
of
even
all,
travel.
I would say if you look at him, I would go on to guess that after a couple of hot dogs and beers, he unbuttoned his top button.
No, but if you notice, he falls.
That ain't
They were
jeans.
already, but they were
That look like
already like
sweatpants.
towards
What's
his.
going on?
Yeah,
That's sweatpants, Leroy. That ain't jeans.
that's a bad look right there. You look crazy.
They were like-
And, wait, and you know what's worse?
Talking about.
What's worse
You
is you in the
understand
section where you ain't even got to fight nobody for the ball.
Well, he tripped, but geez, look how
I ain't
low.
never tripped and my pants fell off.
What are we doing here?
But if
bro?
you see here, they're already down there.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah.
Maybe he planned this.
Maybe he caught.
Maybe he play.
Look at that.
It's already there. Like he knew, like his cheeks were on the chair.
Nah, he was bare to the chair.
Yeah,
no.
Bare
once.
to the
Not once
chair?
did you see there. Not
I feel like
once.
Look, they're
It's
falling
out
down
already.
now. Like maybe they hooked on the seat.
Nah, I just
They
think maybe
been-
You
Oh
know
no!
when the
Look how
seat,
they're gone.
you know when the seat
Oh.
flips up.
Damn.
They're at knee level
Wait.
when he hits the ground.
I'm looking at the people around.
Jambalaya says, "Please no slow mo."
Yeah,
We are
Dude.
analyzing this.
he
guy.
looked like he got a booty do.
Oh yeah, belly
'Cause
stick
look at
out
the
more than
front.
his booty do.
Yeah, dude. Can I just tell you,
That's a foul ball.
there is nothing. There is nothing that would happen in a ballpark that would lead me to be that enthusiastic over a baseball if that could be the result.
time out now. This guy gets minus like 20 points. I've seen
Yeah.
parents, I've seen the fathers holding
Yeah.
their baby make one-handed
That's-
great catches.
Yeah,
And Fatty Patootie couldn't make a catch over here. I'm
but
sorry,
the thing
Leroy.
is,
I am
that he ain't even
fat
fight nobody for the ball. He could have took his time.
for gravity and lost.
Yeah, Oh, that's terrible. I ain't gonna
We,
lie.
we gotta
Hey,
ban
Rats
him
off the
from
ship.
future
Yeah,
games.
yeah, I'm rats off the ship.
oh, somebody, that's a whole definition of moons over my hammy.
That is just really easily the least athletic thing I've seen in
Yeah.
quite some time.
Like,
So I
did you
think
see
we're
how
all.
quickly? By the way, did you see how quickly the cameraman ran to
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. To a baseball, to the guy who's on base and has like no idea what's going on.
He went right back to the bitter. Oh, they had nothing. They could have said nothing. They've never seen
Just
anything
for
like.
them.
Oh, the announcers, they always making small talk. They said something.
So I
Oh, look
think
at
we
that.
all rats off the ship. On
Yeah,
that.
Oh,
we're rats off a ship, but I'm reading here that it looks like they're inviting him out after the experience. The Tampa
Who's
Bay
inviting him
Rays,
out? Weight
the
Watchers.
Tampa Bay Rays are inviting the fan out to perform at local club Tootsie's in Lexington.
There's no tootsies in Tampa.
Nah. Tampa ain't got it like that.
That's why they're flying him out here.
They're
No,
flying
we
him
don't
out
want
here.
him. He can't survive down here. No.
that's more Mons Venus over there.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a fan. All right, one more before we get out of here. I know you're not necessarily fans of cartoon movies, Vlad, because you're an adult.
Yeah. I'm not
But
either.
Mario Galaxy. No, I've seen you watch some cartoons, Leroy. Mario Galaxy is hit theaters. Nah, I mean Marvel movies is the only thing I can think of. And I believe number one movie in the world at the moment, Super Mario Galaxy. You guys interested? Are you rats off a ship on Super Mario Galaxy?
I'm out.
I'm not gonna
Like
watch it.
I'm not.
You
Like,
giving me an
yeah.
edible?
Hmm?
That's the only way
Now,
to watch it.
unfortunately, this movie is getting bad reviews. Even though it is making a bunch of money at the box office, it only got 42% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Because it's a
I-
cartoon.
For kids.
No, but the first one got a decent amount. That's Jack Black. Remember Peaches. I don't know. Jack Black's in everything now. I feel. I don't know.
Yeah.
This guy's had a resurgence. But yeah, no, everyone's rats off a ship on the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Yeah, I'm rats off the ship.
I'm rats off a shit.
I haven't even watched the first one that came out a couple years ago.
That's fair. That's fair. Because
There's no way in hell I'm gonna pay. You're gonna spend $100 if you're going with somebody and doing all the stuff you need to do.
Well, Marcos
Go
is
watch a
definitely-
cartoon.
Marcos is taking Tadpole.
So he's finally gotten to a point where, like, maybe he'll pay attention for a little bit, but at a certain point, he's gonna be like, "Let's get out of here." I can't get him
You
down
think?
for 90 minutes. Nah, I still can't do it. Still can't do it. The only thing that gets him sitting down for 90 minutes right now is the iPad, because he has control over it. Like he does, like TV is like cool after a while, but since he can't control it, he doesn't care. Kids it's with the iPad now. I didn't know what the hell this iPad generation was, but hey, listen, when you need the kid to shut up for a little bit, just throw him a little iPad. Just throw him a little iPad. Totally fine. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, final hour of the show right here on the Tobin and Leroy Show. Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. We're live here on a Wednesday, final hour of the show. We got Leroy, Vlad, Figgy holding things down. Tobin will be back tomorrow following his dirty boxing activities that he will be up to today.
Are we glad that we have to hear from him after yesterday's performances?
Man, I tell you what, he is
You
sending.
really think he's not going to do that tomorrow?
He's just going, cause I got to tell you, just by the comments at the end of the Marlins game, anything that came after that was gonna get the full.
Let's see.
Full Wild Heat Coyote.
This is quite a bit. Bendix, this is the start of the game right here. Bendix is running Jimenez and Slater out there again. Do the Marlins ever face a righty? You know, pretty normal.
Okay. Just
Now, this is it. This is at 8:31 right now. I think this is when Sandy had that conversation with Skip. I bleeping dare Clayton McCullough. Don't even bleeping think about it. Then Tobin follows with, LOL, Sandy told him to GTFOH. Followed by bleeping Bender. Followed by send his ass to Jupiter 2. Followed by dumbass Frisbee pitch. Followed by Tommy Hutton wants to send him to the Yotes. Followed by McCullough is on notice, dude. Make Juan Pierre the manager. Followed by, and this is my favorite, I hope when Clayton McCullough lays in bed tonight, neither side of his pillow is cool.
Dude,
I mean, what are we doing?
Like, we're 3 weeks into the season. Right.
Taking it easy, guys.
They've played 11 games. They have 171 games left.
Yeah. That is foreshadowing.
Don't we think that Clayton McCullough has to kind of, you start off with a plan, but as the season goes on, you get a better feel for your team and you know what you can and can't do when you look at that book. Like, it's one thing to use analytics, but shame on you if you look at your team and analytics don't fit your team. You got to go with what your team can do. And that's kind of one of the questions that I was asking earlier, is that we going by the book and we doing all this, but your team ain't built by that book. You know your team. You know what player can do what. Like, if a guy can't hit the broadside of a barn, I'm not putting him in there if he's a righty. It ain't going to help. Great. I got a matchup. I used the book. But if the guy's no good, what good is it?
Yeah, this team needs more hooch and cigarettes. I'll tell you what, back in my day, we just used to get a big old bottle of hooch. And after a long night of potential domestic violence, we would get into our lineup and knock the piss whistle off of that ball.
I would say at least 3 out of 10 times. At least 3 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
Like, a good batting average for the team is what, 260?
Oh man, you 260, you good, man.
That's what I'm saying. But like, so Vlad, to take 21 at bats to work that into your numbers, when we dealing in numbers that rarely get to 30%. Like, what are we doing? Like, I know lefty doesn't look good with lefty and you want to switch, but that right-handed hitter better be equal to the left-handed hitter if you're going to replace the left-handed hitter.
Speaking of right-handed and left-handed being equal, first let me read these headlines here. I want to talk a little bit of Dolphins for you because the video came out and I want your guys' opinion on it. But first, of course, these headlines are brought to you by our friends over at Doral Hyundai. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Hyundai. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or at DoralHyundai.com. we mentioned the Miami Dolphins had voluntary workouts. Of course, one of our most intriguing pickups of the offseason made his debut there, Mr. Malik Willis. Did you guys get to see anything from the first day by any chance?
Wasn't looking.
Fair. No, I mean, look, it's, completely normal.
I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be a rain cloud. But,
no, that makes sense. It's a little early to be worried about this kind of stuff, but I just thought it was interesting because when Tua was our quarterback, of course, it was everything he did was under a microscope. Everything was scrutinized, from how fat he was to his throws specifically.
Remember when he was a patat? It was unbelievable, man. Patat is fat.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, is that potato? That sounds like
no,
potato.
No. But I mean, you could be a fat potato, but yeah, if you're a patat, you're fat. He was fat.
By the way, Vlad, I'm still on this Pickles run.
Woo! Yeah, I love me some pickles.
Love me some pickles.
Where you get your pickles from?
Oh, I tell you actually, because I was like, damn, I usually can only get it from this one supermarket, this Bravo. That's
no, you can get it from Broward Meat and Fish.
Yep.
Yes, you can. But I the other day I went inside. I went because I was.
You can get it from Haitian, like those
Haitian place.
Yeah, Caribbean restaurants will have those.
I realized the Citadel's in Little Haiti, so I was like, yo, what?
Downstairs, Monsieur.
Hey, no, that stuff is good for sure. But I went to
do you
the
get the hot? You get the hot?
Oh yeah. Oh, listen, I'm gonna hit the jar out. I'm starting this next segment with a spoonful of pickle. Don't try me with
Vlad. You know what I do? I have my hot dog with my chili from Proper Sausage.
Oh, you put pickles on your hot dog?
I put cheese and pickles on the top.
Hey, that's lovely.
That's look. It's just like relish.
No,
so it got a little kick to it.
No, it's not a little. It's a lot of kick.
That's good.
That's just a little.
It's a good kick.
It's a good kick. Y'all don't have nothing in the Latino world, JFig, that
so they have the cabbage, but not with the spice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Anyway, I apologize on the Haitian tangent we just went on now.
Talk about, patat and pickles is always good.
Bought on peasant pickle.
Man,
come on. Hey, hold up. Okay, cool. Okay. I'm getting hungry. Anyway, long story short, every time Tua threw the ball, they're like, damn, that's a dud. It looks like a
dead duck.
Now, this is Malik Willis to Malik Washington, and I want to know, should he be under the same scrutiny? Would Tua be under the same scrutiny, or are we impressed with this ball?
That's warm up.
Yeah,
I can tell by the way he threw it.
Absolutely. But, this, again, in
and
the
then
Tua
they put
era.
it in slow-mo like the ball went 87 yards.
See, but in the Tua era, we would have gotten comments that Malik had to wait for that. Yeah, he had to wait for that one.
That's legitimately warm up. I could tell by the way he threw it. It's warm up. So basically, you throwing it to make sure that the guy could catch it. We ain't sprinting yet. Look,
just past the 50, he gets.
You know why they do? You know why they practice that? You want me to tell you why? See how the ball's traveling?
Yeah.
See how the point is coming down?
Yep.
That's what they're working on. So it's not about how far you throw it, but if you can throw that on short passes, that's how you get that arc, and you can put it like in the corner of the end zone on those little fade routes. So
also
the definition of that drill is called pat and go. It's like warm up. I can tell by the way he threw it.
But also, what you're talking about, Marcos, Tua was outside, and who was he throwing it to? Mind you, remember, you guys just traded for a top 5 receiver at the time who was saying that this guy is accurate and just as good as the reigning Super Bowl champion and basically best quarterback in the world, Patrick Mahomes. So everybody wanted to see Tua and Tyreek and how this was going to look. And some of those throws, when we all know about Tyreek's speed, it looked like it was underthrown. Mm-hmm. And you're talking about, this guy's just as good as Patty. And he's not able to throw the ball to you 40, 50 yards in stride where it's underthrown. You got to come back to the ball. That's why people were on him like that. It wasn't because of that, just a simple throw like this.
That's not even like, look at how it's just a little touch pass. And it don't help that they put it in super slow-mo. Now the problem is that this is on the their website, right? So
Yes,
they
this is
just
their
trying to
social
show these two guys together. The problem is we critiquing everything, right? So they don't realize that, oh, well, we better not show one that he throw it short. You know, they haven't gone that deep into it. They just trying to get content on their website. But this right here is basically warm up. Ain't nobody running hard. They just lobbing it out there. The whole thing the quarterback is working on is getting that ball to the point to come down. No big deal. It's no big deal. Like for people to comment on it, like, yeah, Malik got an arm on him. You ain't got to worry about that.
Yeah, I agree. I just know if this was a Tua era, because of the things that Vlad mentioned, which are all valid.
Well, and then Tua, like the problem is, and whether you want to say it's fair or unfair, when a guy comes in with all of the hype that he did when he got into the league, just like with any other quarterback, like they're the ones that are going to be looked at and critiqued more. I'm going to tell you like this. It would even happen with other players on the team. When a guy would get drafted and he would come in and everybody would be praising him and all this, even as players, we looking on the field going, let's see what's up. I don't see it. Y'all see it? Yeah, I don't see it. Right? Like we don't want to do that, but it's because you come in with, you know, all this acclaim that, you know, we want to see if it's real. Now, I tell you who it was real with, Randy. When Randy, the first time Randy touched the field, we were like, how'd this guy get drafted in the 20s?
And then look at that. He stole your turkey from you.
Stole my turkey leg.
Messed
Then
up.
had the audacity to bring me a bone.
All right, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we got more Tobin and Leroy with a splash of pickles. Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. Oh yeah, you know I'm locked and loaded with it.
Oh yeah, that's it.
This the one right here.
That's the one.
How do I say this?
The Tighe?
Lacaille?
Pima Lacaille. Pima Lacaille. Yes.
Pima Lacaille.
Lacaille.
Yeah,
Pima.
let's go.
Which
Yeah,
is
because
pepper.
Gaia is double L.
Pepper.
Yeah.
That's just
Pima.
like pimento. That's basically all this pepper cheese, which is the most disgusting sandwich ever.
Pima Lacaille, baby. That's pepper from the house.
Hey,
It's
you can
good.
put it on everything.
Yeah.
Hey, Vlad, you can put that on you can literally put it on everything.
I got little Haitian
tastes
baby
so
angels singing in my
Okay.
ear right now.
Hey, I literally have every time I go to
He's
Broward
making
Meat
it
and
weird.
Fish, they have different brands. I've tried
This is the
different
one, though.
brands.
Yeah,
That's the one.
This is the one. Not for sure. I didn't say
But
that.
if you get it locally, like if you go to like the little corner supermarket, the Haitian supermarket, they don't put preservatives in there, so you got to eat it kind of quick.
Quick, yeah, for sure.
You can't have it just sitting in your refrigerator or whatever. This is more of a this is
fridge
more-
friendly.
Right. So you can have some in your refrigerator for a minute.
Yeah, this one says Best Buy August of next year. So,
Yeah.
but listen, this ain't lasting until
So
next
Friday.
month. Yeah, exactly. This ain't
I'm telling you. You know those hot dogs I make, right?
Yeah, hey, listen, I never even considered putting it on a.
I'm telling you. I wish I would have known you
Vlad.
like it because when I eat my hot dog, I put a little pickles on it.
That's smart. That's smart.
It's
You
better
go
than relish.
downstairs,
It's better
you go
than relish.
downstairs and put it on the chicken.
Ooh, yeah, they got some good stuff down there. You ever had a Colombian hot dog, Leroy?
What's that?
Pause. It is a
Is it white flavored?
normal glizzy with pineapple sauce,
Nope. I'm
like
out.
a green
Nope,
sauce,
nope,
some chips. No,
Those
it's
sauces are
fire, Leroy.
delicious.
It's
They're delicious.
fire.
You lost me at
Is that
pineapple.
sauerkraut or cocaina?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure,
you
but I'm
lost
very
me at
energetic
pineapple.
afterwards.
I ain't about that. In
My
fact,
mouth is numb.
They actually are serving it at the Marlins.
Oh,
Vlad,
They have their own stand
the
now, look
only
like this.
time I put something
Ridiculous.
sweet like that on a hot dog is the relish. I've been known
Yeah.
to throw a little sweet relish on that because most places when you ask for relish, they don't do dill relish. I'd rather have dill relish, but a lot of places they only do sweet relish.
dill relish.
Yeah.
Fellas, okay. All right. Real mature, Schmeathan. Real mature.
I'm gonna just say you're real unnecessary right now.
It was so bad.
Yeah, so bad.
I'm not gonna lie.
Hey,
I'm
you know what?
officially-
Minus one, Marcos, because if I do this to Leroy, I'm gonna do it
Yeah,
to
yeah.
you too. Why are
I
you
was
eating
saying-
on camera?
I've completely mailed it in now that I have a jar of
Minus
pickles in
one.
front
What
of
is
me.
wrong with you?
It's my fault. Let me close this up because I'm gonna end up doing this. And, 0
Mhm.
calories.
You know what? I used to like eat it like that. I just eat it like with a fork, just try to
Yeah.
grab, a little bit because I like it so much. And then I start realizing this could be put on so many things. Why am I wasting it just eating it with a fork?
It's true. It's true.
I'm
Listen.
telling you, you could literally pickles is like the gateway to flavor. I put it on everything. You just like if you like coleslaw, but you like it taking another notch, you just put a little bit on your little pickles on the side. Boom. Excellent. Pickles with pork, pickles with meat, pickles with hot dogs. I put them on hamburgers. I'm telling you, life changer, game changer.
I'm ordering downstairs right now.
Yeah,
Game
this is my
changer.
fault. I apologize, guys. It's totally my fault.
But you cannot go wrong with ordering downstairs. That food is delicious.
The
Yeah,
only thing I
man,
ordered
dude.
downstairs. I used to get those $700 hamburgers. Then I realized it
the
was
smash
just
burger, yeah.
right. But
Is there anything more overrated than a smash burger? I'm sick
Yes.
of those.
It seemed like they found a way to charge you more by giving you less meat.
Very strange. They're like, you know what we could do with this burger patty?
Smash.
Flatten it. Like, what?
It's the same as a regular one, but now you get charged for a double. The best thing down there is the chicken wings and the boneless.
Ooh.
Like,
Yeah.
I haven't even gone somewhere. I got a pizza there once, right next to the wing place, and I was mad that I didn't get the wings. Those things are delicious, and the salt, the dipping sauce. Oh, I always bring a couple of those home. Delicious.
Now, we can all agree that is a good choice if we had to make our selection downstairs at the food hall. In regards to selections that the Miami Dolphins could potentially make in the draft, a new mock draft has released. And I have good news and I have bad news for you guys.
There is no bad news because you're in the
draft.
Because you're going. Here's why, Vlad. Here's why there is no bad news. Because you have so many holes that no matter what position, if you just bring in a guy who can contribute right away, then it's not bad news.
Now, this is why I say there's good news.
Okay.
The NFL draft released by CBSSports.com has Rueben Bain not being selected in the first 10 picks.
Right.
The bad news is it has the Miami Dolphins passing on Rueben Bain.
And taking a corner or safety?
And taking corner Mansour Delane from LSU. And Rueben Bain going 12th to the Dallas Cowboys.
So forget how much we all love Rueben Bain.
Can't do it. I can't forget that, Leroy.
No,
but I love him.
You understand. Hold on. You understand.
He's like Pickles.
That the people coming down here that are now making the decisions is looking at this from a different place, right? And if you think of this defense last year, I want to know what position you think would make a bigger impact right away. Cornerback.
Well, specifically because of the turnover at cornerback and safety. Yeah, I would say that for sure.
Okay. So while you wish they would take, we all wish they would take Rueben Bain. They're in the process right now of trying to add talent that can come in and play right away. Who would make more of an impact at that pick?
Now, Leroy, you've mentioned this to me because you've spoken on the draft multiple times, and now I'm putting your ideologies to the test with this. You've constantly told me draft the best player available. Now, in this case, if Rueben Bain is available, do I draft the best player available or the best player that fits my team?
Okay, let's think of it this way. When you draft 11th, there's 10 picks before you. And everybody has a draft board with all of the grades of players. Okay? Now, here's what you don't know. You don't know how those first 10 picks are going to go. Because sometimes what ends up happening is, say if somebody takes Maui Noah, that means that everybody's going to think, if there's a first grade on any other offensive lineman, I better jump on it now because I ain't going to be able to get him. He ain't going to drop. So there's a move on offensive linemen. That means that all these guys who were maybe ranked in the top 5 or the top 10 moved down. That means that now you might not have an offensive lineman that is available, but a guy that was supposed to go in the top 5 ends up falling down at a position you need. Not saying Rueben Bain wouldn't be better, but what I'm saying is for what the Dolphins need to, what voids they need to fill, 2 guys that are graded as top 10 picks. One guy may be graded as a top 5 pick, falls down to you. Then you can select based on need if all things are created equal. That's all I'm saying. Now, if the draft goes the way it goes and the corner from the guy from Ohio State goes top 5, and then the guy from LSU goes. The guy from LSU was hurt, right? Last year. He was hurt last year. He ends up going top 8. And now you have Bain that's available. Now you're making a decision based on this is the best available player. And if we go and draft anybody above Rueben Bain, it would be considered a reach. Then I would consider taking Rueben Bain. But because you don't know how the draft is going to play out, it's hard to make that determination with who would be available along with Rueben Bain at 11.
I don't think I like your attitude, Leroy.
My attitude is what the draft has always been.
Real sassy.
Like you trying to pick and choose who you should get before the draft. And sometimes the draft plays out in a way that a whole nother player becomes available that you never thought you were going to be able to get. And then your game has to change. If you have a player that fits what you want to do that you didn't think was going to be available that becomes available, then you go ahead on to take him. I can't tell you how the draft is going to play out. Like it's crazy how somebody can make a bad choice and then teams panic and start following them making bad choices.
Could you see Mendoza will be taken in the draft from home?
He said he's not going. He's not going to. So he'd be down here.
No, he should be in Vegas.
No, he's going to be
his contract. I know he'll probably be down here, but he should be in Vegas negotiating his contract. Because he knows he's number one. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, Leroy. You know what I don't want to see on April 23rd? This is what I don't want to see. I don't want to see Roger Goodell come out, say, welcome everyone to the 2026 NFL draft, and the Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock. And I see the clock ticking. Everybody and their grandmother knows it's.
I know what you get ready to say. Like, even when Wemby was taken, we all know Wemby was going to be taken. Why you letting the clock go down to 0?
That's why
let's keep it moving.
The one time I will give Cleveland credit, they knew they were taking Baker. They let everybody know the day before they were taking Baker. And Baker was already in Cleveland negotiating his contract.
Correct.
That they didn't waste any time. And don't waste my time.
Vlad, let me help you out here, brother. I appreciate what you're saying, and I'm with you. But I'm going to also say this. Don't ever use the Cleveland Browns as an example of how to be. Right? Your argument dies. I said
I don't usually agree with them. It's bad, but they actually did one thing, and it was actually good.
Who is also not with the team anymore.
Right, but at least they knew they were going to draft him. They didn't waste anyone's time. They had him go to Cleveland and negotiate it. That's probably the one time they did something right.
I don't like the draft games when you know what the hell you're going to do. Yeah. Like, so right now, as of right now, you know, they say Roger Goodell should say, blah, 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 blah. With the first pick, the Raiders, so-and-so's on the clock. That should be the first 3 minutes.
New York Jets, you're on the clock.
Right. That's it.
We get to the second pick and let's go.
But you know why they do that, right?
Oh, so the NFL
commercials. So ESPN could go talk to folks, so we can see the cameras that are parked in Mendoza's house.
Right, making lies. Oh, we're getting news out of here from the Giants, war room that they might be making a move to trade up.
Can I ask you a question? Over the years, whose war room did you never want to go to? I never wanted to see the Browns war room. Because I don't want to see the chaos that is the Cleveland Browns at times with some of the decisions they made. There's a bunch of teams out there.
The Cowboys war room I like because it's a bad decision that you could rip.
It's a bad decision waiting to happen.
It's a bad decision waiting to happen, so you could rip Jerry. But
they show the 20 people in the room talking about a football, and then they see Jerry Jones on the end with a piece of paper, and they don't thinking, I don't know why we doing this.
Now I'm just confused. Streether says he wants to go to the war room Dianna Russini's reporting from, right? You think she's reporting from New England this
Oh, stop.
You think she's
She's
gonna
got
be
the
reported to New
inside.
England?
You know, they probably said something about it, right? That we're friends and blah blah blah.
No, they did. And they trying to sweep it on the rug. It's just that you're married.
You
with
ain't
kids.
buying it.
No, man. She's trying to get that inside scoop.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
Look at that. Man, she's tiny. Oh, he's just big. He's a big
Has
dude.
anyone checked in on Dan Day?
Why? What's wrong with him?
He loves her.
He loves Diana.
He
loves
loves
Diana
Diana Russini. Yes.
Hey, Taylor Rooks is still on the market, isn't she?
No, she's not. She's married, bro.
All right. Sorry, Dan.
Hey, man. Like
Oh, when I see Dan, I'm gonna make fun of him.
yeah.
He's
You know, to make him feel better, Pickles.
Oh, yeah.
Pickles always make you feel better.
Dan Marcos.
You know, to make me feel better.
Tommy Tighe.
Tommy Tighe. He's going to join us next on the Tobin and Leroy Show. Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. Our boy Leroy will return momentarily, I'm assuming. But in the meantime, I want to talk about some Miami Heat. Your Miami Heat lost to the Toronto Raptors in embarrassing fashion yesterday, cementing themselves where they have been for the last 4 years in the play-in tournament. Time now to head over to our Toyota of Hollywood hotline to talk to our man Tommy Tighe as we attempt to put together the pieces and determine what the hell is going on with this Miami Heat team. It's brought to you by Toyota of Hollywood. Shop over 200 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. Tommy Tighe, how are you, good sir?
Thank you so much for bringing in We Didn't Start the Fire with Billy Joel. That at least gets us off to the right start. I'm doing okay. How about you?
Hey, you know what, Tommy? Now that I'm talking to you, I feel a little bit better. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel a little bit better.
Thank you.
Now, Tommy, this time, if I'm reflecting upon my life 3 years ago, I remember getting close to around where my son was born. And I was watching this Miami Heat team and this Florida Panther team claw their way back from an 8th seed all the way to overcoming obstacles and teams they weren't supposed to beat in one of the most historic runs in sports history, in my opinion. Fast forward to this year, we're in a similar position, but something tells me I am not going to be witnessing a miracle in these upcoming weeks. Tommy, what can you say about this team entering the play-in?
Well, I'll put it to you this way. I wouldn't exactly expect the exact same type of run that you had back in 2023. But, Marcos, let's be realistic here. You can't give up and think you're going to drown just yet. I mean, you got to at least think that you've done well in this position before in 3 previous times, that now that you're back there again, you know, you have the experience with a lot of your same guys to be able to do that. And I didn't think that much about their chances last year when they went into Chicago. They had lost all 3 games to them. And then they went into Atlanta. They had lost both games in the building to that team. So I was kind of taking this with a grain of salt, but all of a sudden they came up and played those type of games. This team is capable every once in a while to surprise you, and hopefully that's the case there. They sure as heck didn't do that in last night's game, but I do get the feeling there's still something left in them. Maybe not for a remarkable run like you're describing 3 years ago, but I still think you're going to see better things than you saw in last night's game in Toronto.
Now, Tommy, this team obviously played with injuries, has had a plethora of starting lineups throughout, and you know we're 70-something games into it, potentially 80. I've lost track of what game we're at currently, but I do know that it still feels as if this team is lacking chemistry. Is it the injuries? Is it Spo constantly tinkering with the lineup? Or does this roster just not work well together?
Well, let's put it this way. He's tinkering with the lineup for the first reason that you mentioned. It is injuries. I think that's the major factor with any team that has to struggle over the course of the season. We've seen so many big wins and some tough losses over the course of the year. And now you get to the point where, guess what it is? Game number 80 of an 82-game schedule. And you're just hoping for the best in these remaining 3 games. But I really don't think that much about what you're going to be doing right now. I don't see a team in the last 2 weeks of the season really picking up some steam and doing an awful lot to it. It's rare that it happens. Yes, it did happen 3 years ago, but you know, you're going to have to go with what you hope can be the most, I would think, the most successful group that you've had over the course of the season. And that's tough to have because of these injuries. Hero's been out of the lineup. Heck, you go back to the last game before last night. You didn't have Powell for the previous 4 games. You didn't have Hero in that game. And Jovic is out of the lineup for a period of time. So you just continue to have these things happen. Even when you think you're going to get healthy, something steps in and changes everything. So I think that's the major factor that you're looking at when you're looking at what you're going to get into in the next couple of weeks. But I just think that answering your question, I think that's the major reason that this team just hasn't been healthy for long periods of time. You can say that about an awful lot of clubs and they've survived it, but this team really hasn't.
Now, Tommy, I I see this team, I see the roster currently constructed, and I hear the echoes of run it back in my brain. I hear the cries of the Heat fan who saw nothing happen at the trade deadline. What is the Miami Heat's option for the offseason, and can they afford another offseason with no moves?
Well, I can't go into that, to be honest with you, Marcos, because I can't speculate on that type of stuff. I really don't know. I'm not really a fan of the franchise. I'm the kind of guy who works for the franchise. So with that in mind, do I expect there are going to be changes? Well, there's always going to be changes. You kind of get that feeling. Now, do you get the whale that everybody wants? Well, there might be a whale coming out there. I won't name names that begins with certain letters, but I just get the feeling that right now, once you've done something 4 consecutive times and only had success that first time of these last 3, sure, you're going to be thinking in your mind, what did Bam say last year? The guy with the gray hair up in the office is going to do something about it. I do get the feeling the people in charge have looked over every possibility they have. I don't know about running it back. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but I don't know if it's the wrong thing to do. There's going to be changes. I would have to think that that's the position they're going to look at. But yeah, I can understand the frustration of everybody out there when you don't play the way that you think you're capable of playing. And you've run into problems with Orlando, Boston, and Toronto this year and lost 13 of your games. I understand that you haven't beaten either of those teams, and you might end up with them if you get to the playoffs. That's the unfortunate thing over the course of the season. The 3 teams have handled you this way. You've done well against certain clubs, and some teams have had your number, and that's just the way that it is. But as far as looking into the future, my future is, I think it's tomorrow night against Toronto.
Tommy, when you look at
welcome back, Leroy.
Hey, what's happening? I had a little situation with my dogs.
I'm sorry.
When you look at this team, and I've done this now for the last couple of years, and I've said to myself, part of the problem with this basketball team compared to all the other teams is they haven't had a consistent lineup in 3 years. And we keep hoping from year to year that we're going to get 30 games where Spo has a lineup where he can work, who's coming in, who's staying in, who's starting. It changes every week. I would almost be willing to bet if you say who's had the most missed games of anybody in the league the last probably 3 or 4 years collectively, the Heat are probably one of the teams that have the most man hours lost due to injury. How do you fix that?
How do you fix injuries? You play professional football. I think that'd be a better question to ask you.
Well, I mean, let me put it this way. I don't mean how do you fix the injuries? How do you keep going back to the same thing, knowing that this is the situation with your team? Like, we keep hoping. The last 3 years, we have hoped, okay, so-and-so is healthy this year. He's going to give us a run. Boom. Somebody else gets hurt, or this guy gets hurt again. At what point do you say, maybe we have guys that we can't rely on to be healthy? And I know it's a tough question because, again, you work for the Heat, but I'm just saying, just as a general idea that maybe like we're waiting for something that we're just not going to get.
Well, I just get the feeling that the unfortunate thing in sports is this: you want to be awful or you want to be excellent. And Oklahoma City's been both. And Philadelphia has been in at least one position. If you're mediocre in the middle of the thing and you're always in the 15-20 range, that's what you don't want to be. Miami's been, never in the bottom part. They've always been striving for the top, and they try to get there as much as possible. Do you change the entire – who do you go after to try to change what you want to do is the case. I don't know of a name out there of a guy that has not been hurt. The Michael Jordan era of playing 82 games is long gone, except for maybe one kid who plays for the Wizards who likes to do that every year. But I just don't know where you're going to get these other people out there when you're in a position with a salary cap like the league is, and certain teams, you don't have the number 1 pick ever or the top 5 pick ever. It's tough to really find those type of players that you're talking about when you're getting them from certain spots. Yeah, Kawhi Leonard, Giannis Antetokounmpo were guys that were picked 15th. You got lucky there. The Heat have not gotten that lucky, even though they've had a guy like Bam Adebayo probably exceed what a lot of people thought he was going to have. Tyler Hero, probably about the same type of player that you expected him to be. That's the tough part out there, Leroy. Unless you're able to find, if you're allowed to have a boatload of money like the Dodgers do, and you're allowed to go out and get 5 or 6 guys and slip them into your lineup, hey, you've got the best chance of winning. Right now, you're playing within the rules, and that's the unfortunate thing that you're in when your guys get hurt. They've made changes when you look on the periphery, but that's just the way that it has to be because it's the position you've been placed in with the money that you have.
So basically, it's just this team has been snake bit with the injuries, and it's an unfortunate thing, but it's just happened more here than in most cases because I would really love to see this team for like 30 games, just 30 games where you can give me, some help so you can actually, Spo can actually work the lineup. Spo can actually see what everybody can do. And I don't think I can think of a time where he's had a full roster for more than 20 games.
Not going back since 2023. When Jimmy got hurt in 24 in the playoffs, after that, I can't think of the same thing in these last couple of years. I'm with you. I look back to that, and you had a heck of a run for an obvious reason. You were healthy. The only guy got hurt was Tyler, and you played exceptionally well without him in the lineup because all your role players are able to click. And you know this as well as anybody, Leroy, being in sports like you have been. Once those guys start playing like that, it's hard to stop a team like that. And you're looking on the other side, you say, how is X, Y, and Z able to play like that? He comes to your team next year, he's awful. But these Alex Caruso-type players end up playing in the finals. They just fit in so well. That's what that Heat team was able to do, and a lot of those guys stayed healthy. Jimmy goes out. What happened last year is just, it's not worth even going back and talking about. But I'm with you. If you had a possibility of having this roster with everybody out there starting in training camp, it'd be a much better team. There's no question in my mind. But unfortunately, that's what sports is all about. And it's been tough for this team this year, being snake bit like they have with so many guys in and out of the lineup, that it's nobody's fault. It's just something that happens.
Tommy, can you do me a favor? I keep sending emails trying to get Mike B's job, and for some reason they seem to have blocked me. I'm not sure what that's about. If you could just talk to somebody.
And who are you sending these emails to? Because I'm not getting them.
Bernie at heat.com. I'm not, for some reason, he's not responding to any of my emails.
That'll help you out a lot.
Well, Tommy, I want to thank you for joining us.
Marcos, you're still in the running, to tell you the truth, because they haven't named anybody just yet. They're really taking their time on this one to make darn sure they pick the right guy, because it's so tough to get somebody like Michael B again.
Is it crazy that he's been around for so long that you kind of take it for granted and just expect him to be there? And then you're like, now that you got to replace him, you're like, I don't know if we can find anybody to replace this guy.
Well, think about it. What's the kind of person that you want, male or female? And I don't mean pick male or female right now. I'm just saying whoever that person is, male or female, who steps into that spot, do you want them to say, stand up and make some noise? Do you want them to say their own catchphrases or dos minutos? Those are legendary things that in every kid has said, every one of them that roots for the Miami Heat for the last 30-something years. Now, what are you going to do? When the next guy comes in there, is that first game, is there going to be an awful lot of pressure for him to do that? Or do you just say, oh, yeah, I missed the other guy, and then this person, whoever it might be, just steps right in and takes over, however he or she might sound?
Yeah.
I want someone to do Scooby-Doo impressions.
I don't know how that'll work.
Tommy, thank you for joining us, of course. Thank you. Always a pleasure to hear from you.
Thanks, Tommy.
Same here. Good luck, fellas.